This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. This afternoon from downtown St. Louis, the homestand comes to a close and the Cardinals looking for a sweep. Game number 3, the New York Yankees and the St. Louis Cardinals. Welcome to the broadcast booth with Jim Hayes, Brad Thompson. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Great to have you with us, and what a homestand this has been. The Cardinals swept the Cubs. They've won the first 2 against the Yankees. They've got Adam Wainwright on the mound today, and the bullpen has been sensational.
They really have. This series, this homestand has had a little bit of everything. You've had timely hitting. You've had great defense. But, Dan, to your point, the pitching has been good, especially the bullpen. You look at what this crew has had to do. Palante in Game 1. He comes in and gives you 4 scoreless. Helsley shut the door. Yesterday, another 4 scoreless innings out of the pen. Look at this, 9 innings, 7 Ks, haven't given up a run. This is against the Yankees, Dan. This crew has been great.
The Bank of America, impressive tools, the Cardinals bullpen in this series. From the bullpen to Uncle Charlie. Big number 50 is on the mound. Frankie Montas making his Yankees debut today. Montas, Wainwright, Yankees, Cardinals coming up on Bally Sports.
And 18th time as battery mates. Cards and Yanks coming up here on Bally Sports Midwest from our studios. Al Roboski and Scott Warman with you. Well, the Cards 5 for 5, trying to make it 6 for 6 on this homestand. And no better guy to try to do it than have Adam Wainwright on the bump, Al.
Every time Waino's pitching at home, you got to be a fan of that. He's just been so good at home. You look at his numbers, what he's done the last 2 starts. He's right there. And don't forget the fact, when Yachty was not there, I think he made 11 starts. He only won 2 of those starts. Just the comfort level, having Yachty behind the plate, these two work so well together.
They certainly have, and Waino been outstanding so far this season as far as his numbers, ERA at home, but he's been like that pretty much throughout his entire career at Busch Stadium.
No doubt about it. I mean, you know, Waino is just, he's a Cardinal legend. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and now with nobody really going to win 300 anymore, 300 games, if he can get to 200 wins, he may be going to Cooperstown.
Oh, and by the way, he's going to be 41 later on this month as well.
What are you saying about it, age?
Lars Nootbaar and the Cardinals looking for the sweep. We'll go around the league when we come back on Bally Sports. And off to a good start in this one. Derek Hall going opposite way, a solo shot in the bottom of the second. His 7th of the season to make it 1-0 Philadelphia. The Phillies have won 9 of the last 10, 4 straight. In fact, right now have a game lead over Milwaukee in the National League wild card race. We're getting ready for first pitch between the Cards and the Yankees as the Birds going for the sweep this afternoon at Busch.
Of this ballpark last night, and a huge crowd expected on this Sunday afternoon. The Yankees and the Cardinals. In a series, in many ways, it's been defined by defense.
Yeah, one thing you know when you're coming to a Cardinal game, you're going to get a chance to see some great defense. That's exactly what we've seen in a tight series. Defense has been there. Look at this little glove flip from Paul DeJong. Everybody getting in on the action. This is one of the best plays you've seen all year. Nolan Arenado gets Donaldson. Newt with the big catch in right. Dan, this defense for the Cardinals has been a hallmark, and it's been here in this series.
Who's that right?
Newt!
Part of the crowd, I think. Brad Thompson is set to go. He's fired up. It's game number 3. It's the Cardinals. It's the Yankees. And the Redbirds trying to pick up a sweep. First pitch. Starting lineups. And it comes your way next. The Yankees. And a win today would give St. Louis their 5th sweep of the season. But this one could feel a little bit different with one of the best teams in baseball. The Yankees already at 70 wins. The Cardinals now at 59 and 48. We're at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, and it's game number 3. It is hot. It feels like 105 down on the field and about 115 in the booth. With Jim Hayes, Brad Thompson, I'm Dan McLaughlin. And I don't care how hot it is, because this team is hot right now. They're fun to watch, and that's the St. Louis Cardinals.
That is it, Dan. It's one of those things. Other than the 105 degrees, it feels like October baseball. That's been the vibe around the ballpark, and certainly the case when this guy, Adam Wainwright, is on the mound. The Hyundai pitch arsenal for Waino. You know he's got that good sinker, uses it late in counts. Get some punch-outs there looking. Uncle Charlie's always there when he needs swing and miss, and you know this about Adam. He's going to pitch backwards all day.
DJ LeMahieu at the top of the Yankee lineup for Aaron Boone. And then it's Aaron Judge. Matt Carpenter moving up to third in the lineup, and surely will get another big round of applause in his first plate appearance. Then Josh Donaldson, Gleyber Torres, Andrew Benintendi, Aaron Hicks, Jose Trevino, and Marwin Gonzalez, the switch hitter. And look at that, atop the Central. It is the St. Louis Cardinals, one game ahead of Milwaukee, and how a homestand can change the fortunes of where you're at in the standings.
Well, the Cardinals have been getting it done on the flip side. The Brewers have struggled since that trade deadline. And Cardinals, everything's just clicking in place for them. But you know, there's no complacency. This team, and Nolan Arenado talked about it a couple of days ago. He said, look, first place is great. Now we want to create distance. We got an opportunity to do that today.
There's DJ LeMahieu. He's hitting .285 with 11 home runs and has driven in 42. It's another packed house here at Busch Stadium. We had the largest crowd in the history of this ballpark last night, and it was electric here. And the first pitch by Waino is taken for a strike, and we're underway in game 3. The Toyota key to the game.
Adam Wainwright is better than this than anybody at baseball. Slow him down. This is a team that hits the fastball very well. Adam, he can mix in the breaking stuff. He can sneak those heaters by you, but 95 and above, this is a team that hits that well. Adam doesn't have that. He's got the slow breaking ball, and the Yankees have struggled against it. We'll see a lot of Uncle Charlie today.
And the 1-1 pitch. Slow breaking ball, and strike 2. Wainwright Molina, start number 318 today. Second most in Major League history. Lolich, Freehan, just 6 starts ahead with 324. The 1-2 off the plate, 2-2.
You knew that Waino and Yachty were going to go right back there. They got the call on the curveball by home plate umpire Ed Hickox on the pitch before. Adam will go right back to it if you're going to give it to him.
And the 2-2 pitch. Line foul. LeMahieu is a 2-time batting champion. 2016 with the Rockies. And in the truncated season of 2020, won the American League batting championship. Matter of fact, he led all of baseball in average. Only the 4th Yankee to do that. Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig, and DJ LeMahieu. Quite a list. And a fly ball into left center on the move. It is Carlson. He won't get there. It's down. One hopper off the wall and a leadoff double for DJ LeMahieu.
Well, Waino went with the slow breaking ball here. He gets it away from DJ LeMahieu, but it's elevated. And with Dylan Carlson shaded towards right field, plenty of room out there for this thing to land. Just up in the zone. Good swing. LeMahieu protects away very well.
That's only his second hit in 15 plate appearances. 2 for 15 now against Waino. Here's Aaron Judge hitting .299. Carpenter on deck. The first pitch, and Judge hits it out of play. We have had back-to-back games in which it comes down to the top of the ninth, and this guy has had a plate appearance in a 1-run game, and the drama has been off the charts. It's been awesome.
Well, anytime he's up and the game is in reach, you can't feel very comfortable with the numbers that he's put up.
And the 0-1 pitch to the 6'7" Aaron Judge. Fouled back. He is a mountain of a man. 6'7", 280 pounds. And the thing that has caught my attention in watching him now in person, Brad, is the way that he runs.
Yes.
He can really run. He had a stolen base in game 1. He's a great athlete. He can play center field, left or right. And today he's in right field. 0-2 the count, and time is called. A shift on the left side of the infield, and the 0-2 to Aaron Judge. Because he's so big, Aaron Boone has talked about how umpires don't really understand his strike zone because he's a tall man and he's got the open stance, kind of hovers over the plate. A lot of balls go against Aaron Judge.
Take advantage of that.
And the 1-2 pitch.
Pretty close right there. Doesn't get the call by home plate umpire Ed Hickox right off the plate. And I love the sequence between Waino and Yadi on this one. The pitch prior was the cutter that he started off away. This time it's the sinker and tries to bring it back. The hope is you catch him looking just like that and get the call.
How good was Yadi last night in the 9th? Pitch calling.
Slowing everything down for Giovanni Gallegos. That just took control of the game.
The 2-2 put in play. Handled by Tommy Edman, part of the shift. And it brings in Carpenter.
Designated hitter, Matt Carpenter.
In game 1, the scoreboard crew did not do this, but prior to his first bat last night, they played his walk-up song, Long Hot Summer Day. Felt like old times watching Matt step to the plate in a huge ovation. It's so richly deserved.
The fans appreciate what he did with the birds on the bat. Just one of the key components of everything that you were doing.
Shift on the right side, infield in. Well, guys always talk about, well, how would you get me out? What would you do in this pitch? What would you do in that pitch? Well, now Carp and Waino, let's find out. All those conversations throughout the years. These two very good friends. Carp snapped his 6-game hitting streak yesterday. He went 0 for 3. He's 2 for 8 in the series. Both hits are singles, no walks, no runs scored. And the 0-1 pitch with a runner at third. Waino had some really poignant comments about Carp the other day. He said he never stopped working. That was never the issue. And he said, never forget, too, this is a great, and he said, I mean, great hitter. And he has been for over a decade.
Certainly has. And I just love seeing somebody that makes changes.
Popped up. Arenado will give it a look, and it's out of play.
It's exactly what's happened here for Carpenter. Last couple of years, as Cardinal fans know, they did not go the way that Matt Carpenter wanted them to. And I love hearing Waino reiterate the point. He never stopped working, because we know that about Matt Carpenter. He works his tail off all the time. But he took this offseason and made some adjustments and really dug in and really left no stone unturned. If there was a way that he could help his swing, he was going to do it. And here he is having success, not only in the big leagues, but with arguably not even arguably, the biggest franchise in the game.
Infield in, long look by Wainwright. And now he is set. And the 1-2 pitch to Carpenter. A swing and a fly ball into shallow right. Here's Nootbaar. He'll make the catch. Here comes a throw to the plate. Not in time, and it's 1-0 Yankees. Carpenter with his 37th run batted in. Lars Nootbaar has had quite the series defensively for St. Louis. A couple of great catches back-to-back nights, and he's in right field again today. Carlson in center, O'Neill in left. Around the horn presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Arenado, DeYoung, Edman, Goldie on the infield, Molina behind the plate. There's Josh Donaldson. And the first pitch is strike. Donaldson, a couple of hits on Friday night, had a double and a single. And he was one of the Yankee hitters robbed by Lars Nootbaar with a great play onto the track in right field. And there's another fastball and a strike. And last night he was robbed by Nolan Arenado with the defensive play maybe of the game along with Nootbaar.
It's one of the best defensive plays I've seen this season by Arenado. I think we've grown so accustomed to watching him do things like that. That throw was amazing.
Goodbye. 3 pitches, carved him up. And a strikeout for Adam Wainwright. No argument from Josh Donaldson. The sac fly, the run batted in by Carpenter. In the home half of the first, it's Carlson, Donovan, and Goldie coming up. 1-0 Yanks. Donovan is the designated hitter. Paul Goldschmidt, then Nolan Arenado, Tyler O'Neill, Lars Nootbaar, Paul DeYoung, Yadier Molina, Tommy Edman. The Yankee debut of Frankie Montas, acquired from Oakland, along with the right-hander that we saw last night, Lou Trevino, in exchange for a lefty and an infielder, also a right-handed pitcher. Montas has allowed 3 earned or fewer in 42 of 51 starts since the beginning of last year.
The Hyundai pitch arsenal for Frankie Montas. Runs that 4-seam fastball up there. Really likes his split and then his slider. Those the secondary pitches that he has. Split finger is a good one.
We'll see how sharp he is. He last made a start 12 days ago. That was against Houston. And the first pitch is strike. Went 5 innings, 7 hits. Gave up 3, 2 earned, and a home run in 78 pitches. So he could be very strong here today, but sometimes that has a way of working against you too.
Well, certainly will be rested. I don't know how deep he's going to go into this game. Has only gone, you see 97 right there from Frankie Montas. He went 5 in that game, but his last 3 outings, he's got 9 innings total. Remember, he had the shoulder issue 2 starts ago, missed a little over 2 weeks with that. I don't think they're expecting him to be deep into this ball game.
And the 1-1 is fought off by Carlson and hit out of play. 96 in on his hands.
So this is a situation right here with Dylan Carlson. A couple of pitches that Frankie Montas has are tough on him. The elevated fastball up above the zone and then that split finger. So if he sees this ball down, really going to have to work to either fight that split finger off or be able to lay off of it.
The shift on the right side and the 1-2 pitch to Carlson. Outside, and it's 2-2. Cardinals will enjoy the off day tomorrow. Travel to Denver. 3 with the Rockies, and then right back here at home where they're playing very good baseball.
Well, right back at home and right back at home against the Brewers.
You bet. Hits it the other way, and a base hit for Dylan Carlson. I love it when he does that. Love it.
Well, that's a split finger that we were just talking about. Frankie Montas has a good one, but it's only good when it's down. If it's up, you see it out of the hand, and that's exactly what happens here with Dylan Carlson. He sees this pitch elevated and just goes the other way with it and slaps it through a wide open left side.
The Cardinals have won a season high 6 in a row, and right now sole possession of first place for the first time since the 23rd of June. There's Brendan Donovan. Third baseman Donaldson is way off the line, even with the bag. They hold it first, and the first pitch to the rookie is a strike on the outside corner. Donovan is 5 for his last 11. Couple of walks. That's a .455 average.
He's just an on-base monster, too. You look at that .397 on-base percentage. That's top 5 in baseball.
And the 0-1 pitch, as Montas will come set. Cardinals faced Herman last night. And he was good. He was very good last night. One of the reasons that Jordan Montgomery might be here in St. Louis, and you don't know the inner workings of what the front office of the Yankees is thinking, but they do believe Luis Severino is coming back and returning in mid-September. They added this right-hander, so they felt maybe Montgomery could be expendable, and the Cardinals are thankful they pick him up. The 0-2, and that hits him. The first two have reached.
Well, you mentioned being rested, Dan. The stuff is obviously there. We're seeing velocity out of Frankie Montas, but location, it was an elevated split finger that he missed against Dylan Carlson, who got the single, and this one misses in and hits Brendan Donovan.
Goldie on the homestand, 7 for 16, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 4 walks. He's driven in 4. Has scored a run in each of the 5 games. Not bad. Average at .333, 2 runners on. And Goldie on the first pitch pops it up. Infield fly. And the catch made by Torres. Torres at second base. LeMahieu is at first. Marwin Gonzalez at short. Josh Donaldson, the third baseman. Trevino is behind the plate. Benintendi, Hicks, and Judge in the outfield. Around the horn presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Here's Arenado with the 21 home runs. Average right around 300. He's at 296. And he's driven in 64. Yankees jumped out to an early 1-0 lead here in the first inning. Cardinals trying to come back, tie it up, and do more. Fastball inside. OPS leaders on base plus slug since the 1st of July. Austin Riley, Juan Soto, and then Nolan Arenado. Realmuto is on that list, and also Freddie Freeman. Outfield is straight away. They are deep. Ground ball, base hit into left. Throw by Benintendi is cut off, and this game is tied at 1. Arenado drives in, number 65 on the year, and it's a 1-1 ball game here in St. Louis.
It was the RBI single last night in the first inning, driving in Goldie. This time it's Carlson. And I love this about this Cardinal team, and we've seen this a lot here recently. They get down, they give up a run, they get right back in the ball game. Jumps on this slider, it's hanging up in the zone, and puts it right through that 5-6 hole.
Arenado, 15 runs batted in interleague play, second most in baseball. So put him at Busch Stadium, put him at Coors Field, put him in interleague play, doesn't matter. The man is going to produce.
Great ball players travel well, don't they, Dan?
Yes, they do, and he is a great player. Here's Tyler O'Neill. Room on the right side, and he's taking the ball that way. At the dramatic home run, game 2 of the doubleheader against the Cubs the other night. And the first pitch to Tyler O'Neill. Taken low for a ball. It is another huge crowd here at Busch Stadium. Loud. As Brad mentioned, it has that playoff feel to it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, minus the 100 degrees.
That part is a little different. The 1-0. Even to the point you look down the right field line in the Budweiser Terrace, they're all standing at the very top of the ballpark. You can't get any higher. Standing room only.
This is an October matchup right here. This could be your fall classic.
And the 1-1. It's away, but the runners stay put. 2 balls and 1 strike. What'd you think of Jordan Montgomery last night?
Like what we saw. Really did like what we saw. And we talked about it on the first game. The emotions that are probably going into a game like that for Montgomery. You get traded away. You're going against your former team. There's a lot of stuff that is going on. And all he does is give you 5 innings, scatter a couple of hits, didn't give up any runs, could have gone deeper, was dealing with some cramping issues, which, look, I was outside for a couple of minutes yesterday, Dan. I dealt with cramping issues. I didn't pitch in a big league game. I thought he was really good.
It's tough for you to barbecue, wasn't it?
Oh, man. Yeah, I was starting, had the hammy grabbing at me. I hydrated.
I bet you did.
Yeah, I did.
2-2. And that's Jack Flaherty there next to Montgomery, and he's close to going out on a rehab assignment. Jim Hayes had that on the pregame show. Maybe late August, early September, we'd see him come back. Who knows? And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout of Tyler O'Neill. So Jordan Montgomery was shaky in the first, and you can understand that. Some emotions facing his former team, and then he settled in.
He did settle in. Utilized that really good defense behind him. That double play in the first inning probably settled things down for him. But got some ground balls. Really pitched effectively. I thought he pitched ahead well. And a welcome addition to this rotation here. Him and Quintana. Talk about a shot in the arm for this rotation. They've gotten it.
And then a byproduct of that is being able to put Palante in the bullpen, and he helped you win the game on Friday. He's a major reason as to why you won.
4 innings, 4 scoreless out of Palante out of the pen.
Here's Nootbaar, and strike 1. Don't look now, but Lars Nootbaar is putting up some numbers here in the last 4 to 5 weeks to go along with that great defense. July and August, the 23 games. Look at the OPS, 972.
Well, we've talked about it a lot, Dan. There's no question that the reps are helping. He's getting in there. He's getting everyday at-bats. It's very difficult for a young player to succeed when he's not getting in there all the time. He's getting the looks. He's getting the chance. And he said, look, don't worry about who's going to take over this job. I'm going to see if I can do it.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. And the 0-2 pitch to Nootbaar. It's a good take right there. Split finger, Brad, as you well know. I mean, it's coming in. You're thinking, all right, that's a strike. And then all of a sudden the bottom just drops out.
Yes, for sure. And you want to be able to see it down. But Montas throws his fastball down there, too. And that's what ends up making it effective, is that the split finger looks like the fastball until the very end.
And the 1-2. Ground ball hit to the right side, taken there by LeMahieu. To Montas, he'll step on the bag. Cardinals strand a pair, but they pick up an RBI single from Nolan Arenado. Scores Carlson. We're tied at 1. Lewis, and it's a 1-1 game, and let's check in with Jim Hayes.
Jimbo!
Jack Flaherty has been on the shelf since late June with the right shoulder strain. He's making his way back. Jack had been rehabbing in California, but now he's back. And today he threw a bullpen. Oli Marmol says the plan is to see how Jack recovers. And if there aren't any issues, he'll go out on a rehab assignment. Michael Gersh told me this: if everything goes well, there's no reason Jack won't be back with us by the end of the season. Danny, that's pretty good news.
It's great news. As Torres takes a ball. So I guess, if you look at him from Jim's report saying it's going to be a starter, they're going to be very careful, obviously, and you hope to get something out of it and out of Jack Flaherty this year, which has been such a frustrating season for him, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Torres.
Well, I'm sure this season is killing him. He comes in, he wants to be a contributor right off the bat, wants to put last year behind him, and just has battled injuries throughout the year. I think the Cardinals have handled it really well with him. Nice breaking ball by Waino. But they add a couple of starters, so it's not just banking on, hey, these guys are going to get healthy. Matz, Flaherty, they'll be healthy. No, they added a few starters. So if you get Flaherty back, that's not just adding depth. That's adding high-end depth, front end of the rotation depth.
2-2 on Torres. 1 for his last 26 with 14 strikeouts. And in the series, 1 for 8 with 5 Ks.
And it's nice to be in a position where if you get it, great. If you don't, you still feel covered.
And a base hit into right. Yankees need him to get going. The batter will be Benintendi. Enjoy the show wherever you are with MLB the app and coverage of in-game highlights, pitch-by-pitch features, and more. Download the MLB app today. Benintendi, since joining the Yankees, is 2 for 25. He does have 8 walks. He's a guy that gets on a lot. He'll make you throw strikes. He's 0 for 4 head-to-head with a strikeout against Adam Wainwright. 0-1 the count.
Could imagine the pressure when the Yankees, a team that's in first place, a juggernaut in the league, they make the trade for you. You might put a little extra on yourself. I'm sure Benintendi's going through a little bit of that currently.
You talked about it the other night, too. He's been on both sides of the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry now. And that's hit up the middle and a base hit into center right over Waino. And stopping at second, Torres, and back-to-back singles for the Yankees here in inning number 2.
Batting 7 from the 31. Center fielder, Aaron Hicks.
Your Chevy pitch tracks here. This one just hangs up in the zone. We've seen Adam with a couple of hits here that are on the corners, but they're just elevated enough right now. Got to be able to get down with those pitches.
For Yadier Molina, Adam Wainwright, in terms of appearances, not just starts, but appearances, number 362 together. Tying Mickey Lolich, Bill Freehan, 5th most all-time. Pedro Borbon Sr. and Johnny Bench are 4th at 394. Bunting, it's Hicks. And that'll roll foul. The switch hitter pushed it just a bit foul up that third base line, and a smart play by Arenado to let it go.
That's a really smart play, knowing that Nolan Arenado probably could have made a play on Hicks right here, and Hicks trying to figure out any way to help his ball club, dropping one down, but not worth trying to make the highlight reel play.
You can understand why they'd bunt in this spot. Hicks 0 for his last 32. But the Bronx Bombers dropping down a bunt?
Hey, the Bronx Bombers don't generally lose 4 games in a row either.
That's true. They're 4 below the 500 mark since the break. And the 0-1 pitch showing bunt again. They got off to just a ridiculous start. They began their season 52-18. But in their last 40 games, they're 2 games below the 500 mark. And there gets to be a point, you know, now you're getting to that month and a half of not playing great baseball, or roughly 500, and you start saying, okay, we got to pick it up again.
Well, that's part of the idea, too. I think about bringing in Frankie Montas, bringing in Benintendi, trying to inject some of that new blood into this team.
Hit the other way, slowly. Charging O'Neill, no chance to get the runner at home. That'll be cut off by Arenado, and it's 2-1 New York. Arenado was near the third base line, and then he could tell he was going to swing. Tried to back up as much as he could, but not there in time.
I mean, it almost had the same exit velocity as a bunt right here. This one 59 miles an hour off the bat. It was a slow breaking ball and hits it right off the end of the bat. And just fortunately for Hicks and the Yankees, found a spot. I mean, you make a pitch right there, and that's your reward.
And here is Jose Trevino. 3 consecutive singles. He's on a 3-game hitting streak, 5 for his last 12, and a pickoff and back in safely. Benintendi, runners at first and second. Start number 22 of the season for Adam Wainwright. 7 innings against the Cubs last time out. 6 hits, no runs. 25th time since the start of 2021. He's gone at least 7. Only Sandy Alcantara has done that more. He's done it 3 times more, 28.
2 guys at different parts of their career, I'd say, and different types of pitchers. Sandy Alcantara, the young flamethrower, everything that he does is coming out there fast. Adam Wainwright, the crafty veteran righty. but that's baseball. That's pitching. Different ways to succeed.
A ball and a strike.
Stand down there all day if you're going to get that call.
Wainwright in his last 4 games here at Busch Stadium, a .64 ERA, 28 1/3 innings and only 2 earned. That's been against Miami, the Phillies, the Dodgers, and the Cubs. The 1-1 pitch. Benintendi dancing out at second base. Here it comes. 1-2. Two Gonzalez on deck.
2 perfectly placed pitches, Dan. It was the sinker the pitch before. This time it's the cutter, but both of them right there on the corner. Wonder if you can get him swing and you throw that thing a little bit further off the plate now that you've dotted the corner twice.
Here's a 1-2 pitch by Adam Wainwright. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Got him to chase, like you said.
That's just Adam knowing exactly where he can put his pitch and the ability to do so here. The big breaking ball, 75 miles an hour. He had just spotted a couple on the corner, a sinker and a cutter. This time it's the curveball further off, but had him in swing mode after looking at the last couple.
Runners at first and second, 1 down, 9th place batter. The switch hitting, Marwin Gonzalez hitting .222. He's 0 for his last 16, hitless in his last 8 games. Yankees are 4 for 16 with runners in scoring position in the series and 1 for 3 today. It's the 3rd game of this series between the 2 teams. Yankees, this is the first stop of a 3-city road trip. They go to Seattle and then wrap it up in Boston. Here's a 1-0 pitch. And there's a stretch of baseball beginning on Friday too. When they go back home, they've got a 9-game homestand against some of the better teams as well. So an important stretch of baseball here for the Yankees. The 1-0 pitch drops in for a strike. Boy, he's got that in his back pocket whenever he wants it.
He really does. And look, he does this more than anybody in baseball. When he's behind in counts, he goes to that breaking ball. He's just got the confidence in it. You've been throwing that thing in the big leagues for nearly 2 decades. I guess you would too.
I love it though. He's got it at 3-1, 2-0, those kind of counts.
That's why he's having the success that he is. You can't sit there in a fastball count and expect the heat.
And the 1-1 pitch, long look by Waino. And again, he'll check on Benintendi. Cardinals with a shift. So DeYoung is on the second base side of the bag, the Cardinals shortstop. Ground ball to Arenado. It would be the 5-6-3 double play potentially.
Well, you're trying to keep the speedy Benintendi close. Base hit doesn't necessarily mean he's got to score.
That hit him. Trying to go inside, and now the bases are loaded, and LeMahieu coming up.
It's the cutter from Adam Wainwright. He knows he has to get it in there. Don't want to make the mistake over the plate and just gets it in too far.
Inning started with Gleyber Torres, a base hit to right. He came around to score. Benintendi, the base hit to center. Hicks, little squibber to left, picked up a run batted in. Trevino struck out. Gonzalez hit by the pitch. LeMahieu, with the bases loaded in his career, has a couple of grand slams. A .330 hitter in this spot. He will make you throw strikes. There's strike one. It's grounded into 8 double plays. Waino has induced 12 ground ball double plays this season. Overall, the Cardinals 120 DPs, ground ball double plays 104. Tops in all of baseball. The 0-1 pitch. A little bit high. LeMahieu, a double to left center back in the first inning, and was brought in The sac fly hit by Carpenter to make it 1-0.
We showed the graphic too a minute ago. As good as the average is, and as you mentioned earlier, the two-time batting champion LeMahieu, he struggled in these spots. 2-0-3 right now with runners in scoring position. You can make a pitch here.
The 1-1. 1-2.
Talk about make a pitch. 89 sinker in, dots the corner after Adam has been dotting that other corner with both the sinker and the cutter. LeMahieu took that like it was off the plate by a foot.
Pitch number 39. Upcoming from Waino. On its way. He struck him out. Looking for old Uncle Charlie, I bet. Got the fastball. And a big strikeout for Wainwright, his second in the inning and third in the game.
That's what he does. This is what he does. He sets you up so well, and you're right. I mean, you're in a spot, you got that sinker in beforehand. You think, okay, well, 2 strikes. He's going to go back to that breaking ball. He doesn't. Another punch out looking. He got Donaldson in the first inning looking. There's only one pitcher in baseball that has a higher percentage of his strikeouts looking. That's Martin Perez with the Rangers.
I think one way or another, we may look back at this moment right here and say this is when the game was won or lost. And he doesn't get that call, and that's a pitch that I'm talking about. He's so big, they can't believe it that wasn't called a strike.
Well, even Judge is confused on this one. Home plate umpire Ed Hickox, he just missed that. There's no way around it.
Goodness. I mean, you can't miss that at this point in the game.
I would say this. It's a strike no matter what, but especially to that guy. If you're talking about his strike zone, that's in the heart of it.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
Half. Yeah.
You know, he's so big that the strike zone, you have to adjust if you're an umpire.
That makes no sense.
Judge in his career with the bases loaded, 4 grand slams. He's driven in 46, a .271 hitter, and that's just to calm down Wainwright. And again, I'm not trying to make this more than it is, but you could look back at this and say this is when you won or lost the game with the MVP of the league at the plate. Would you agree?
It's hard not to. You've been able to keep him at bay so far. Just the 3 hits in this series all have been singles, but you know what he can do.
And the 1-0 pitch to Judge. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the fans on the edge of their seats here. Bases loaded. 2 outs in the Yankees half of the second. Judge with 43 home runs as we play on August 7th. 1-2.
Waino doesn't get the call on the first pitch of this at bat. It was a breaking ball, obviously a strike. How does he respond? Sinker down, breaking ball spotted on the corner.
A ball and 2 strikes with the bases loaded. And a long look, and time is called.
That right there, though, by Adam, that ability to hold the baseball as long as he did, that makes everybody uncomfortable. And he was ready to deliver that pitch. It wasn't like he was just going to step off there. Hard to do in these spots.
And the 1-2. Base hit. 1 run in. Here comes another, and Judge comes through.
Waino here against Judge was trying to do the same exact thing he did to DJ LeMahieu and Josh Donaldson. Is you get him to 2 strikes and you freeze him on that backdoor sinker. This time it was elevated. It caught more of the plate, and Judge covers really well.
The missed call to start the at bat looms large, doesn't it?
They just never know how the sequence ends up changing.
So Aaron Judge now is driven in 95. The Yankees have opened up a 4-1 lead. Here's Matt Carpenter, who, by the way, has hit 2 long fly balls in this series that would have been out at Yankee Stadium. And the first pitch taken for a ball. Carpenter, the sac fly, as he drove in his 37th back in the first inning. And that scored DJ LeMahieu. With 2 outs and runners in scoring position, Carpenter 6 for 13. 2 balls and no strikes with Donaldson on deck. Matt, the 8th man to come to the dish here in the bottom of the second for the Yankees, leading now 4-1. Two and one. Two and two.
You're just going to have to figure out a different way to do it in this ball game, right? The expectation for Adam Wainwright is he keeps him there. The Cardinals have kept coming into this game. The Yankees, with this offense, have held them to 3 runs the entire series coming into this one. Well, you're going to lean on the offense a little bit more. Cardinals have the offense to be able to fight right back into this ball game.
And a 2-2 pitch from Waino. Missed in. Full count with runners at first and second, 2 down, so they'll be off with the pitch. Judge at first and Gonzalez at second base. Big shift and the 3-2 went with the curveball and it's outside, bases loaded again. First walk issued by Wainwright. Mike Maddox out to come and visit, and he's also hit a man, and it brings in Josh Donaldson, another dangerous hitter for the Cardinals to deal with in this Yankees lineup. While we have a moment, quick word from Tickets for Less.
Tickets for Less. For a better ticketing experience. Best seats, best prices, and no surprises at checkout.
Josh Donaldson with the bases loaded in his career. .376 hitter. 6 grand slams. Struck out looking first time up. May remember Donaldson debuted with the A's in 2010. He was a catcher back then, and the MVP of the American League in 2015 with Toronto. He's had a heck of a career.
He was one of the first guys that was really vocal about swing path, elevating the baseball, swinging up, essentially. Looks to do damage in this spot.
And the first pitch taken for a ball. A lot of pitches here in the first couple of innings from Wainwright. At 50 to get 5 outs.
I've seen it so many times, though, with Adam, him being able to settle in. You have that rocky inning, and then he's able to flush it and get right back to work.
And the 1-0 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. .34th pitch of the inning coming up. And the 1-1. Curveball. Doesn't get that call. And Yachty's shaking his head, and now he looks back at the home plate umpire, Ed Hickox. A lot of times that conversation is done quietly, but not there.
I think he tried it quietly, and now he's going to get his point across. Ollie doing the same.
I mean, Donaldson was fooled, and that is a terrific curveball, and he doesn't get the call. And the next is taken low, and that's a strike that's missed.
So we're not going to get the top of the zone or the bottom of the zone in a big spot now. That's how it's going to look. Going to be tough.
Three one. 3-2. With the bases loaded, runners off with a pitch. The 3-2 pitch to Donaldson. Curveball, and he struck him out. 4-1, New York. Brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. By Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. And by CarShield. CarShield cars go farther. It's a hot day. And Ali Marmol said to the umpire, the home plate umpire, "You okay?" And the umpire said, "Yeah, I'm fine." They sent out a trainer to give him some water. And he said, "Well, maybe take a look at this strike zone and let's go."
I bet it sounded different.
Well, I'm just paraphrasing.
Field level.
That was just from up here, my look at it. Ali always concerned about that. You can understand.
It is a hot day.
That's right.
Well, you went back. I mean, talking about the Judge at bat, the game could be won or lost there. It was the 2 RBI single up the middle. I think I'm going to go back to Donaldson. If the Cardinals come back here,
good point.
Wainwright being able to flush that, make a pitch, 3-2 breaking ball when he needed to. That could end up being your game. Strand the bases loaded.
All I can think about is what a pro Wainwright is in that particular situation. And this has the feel of a different game. The emotions are high. It's a packed house. And he was able to get the strikeout, compose himself to do it, but then walk off the mound. I don't know if you noticed this. After the strikeout, Waino basically walked towards the entrance. It's the middle entrance that he goes to, but he just darted that way and not towards what would be the Cardinals on deck circle. You know, he could have said something. He could have looked at the home plate umpire. Didn't do that at all. That's a pro.
No, there are some guys where a couple of missed calls like that in that big spot will totally derail them.
That's right.
Adam's not one of those guys.
Are you referring to yourself?
Yeah, some guys would probably get angry and then walk a guy and maybe hit a guy and then back up some bases, and all of a sudden he's taking a shower. The game's still going on for the next 3 hours.
Just sit there and think about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not talking about anybody specifically.
The check swing did not go, and it's a walk forward to Young. You're not talking about yourself.
No, nothing specific here.
Okay. Just guys you observed in the league.
I'm just saying that Waino's a pro's pro.
There's Yadier Molina. He's 1 hit shy of 1,000 here at Busch Stadium 3. He is the stadium all-time hits leader. And the first pitch is strike on the outside corner. It'll be the second catcher with 1,000 hits in a single stadium. The other, Yogi Berra, at 1,042 at Yankee Stadium. All kinds of room on the right side. They'll hold it first, shift on the infield. The 0-1 pitch to Yadier Molina. Check swing and a foul ball. Yadi, by the way, is also 1 extra base hit from passing Kenny Boyer with 585, and that would be 9th in St. Louis Cardinals history. Was short lead at first by Paul DeJong, and the 0-2 off the plate, and it's 1-2. Good take. Cardinals at Colorado Tuesday. Michaelis against Ryan Feltner. Jose Quintana, Dakota Hudson lined up for that series against the Rockies. All 3 games right here on Bally Sports Midwest. The 1-2. Well, the Yankees have made Wainwright work, and right now the Cardinals are turning that trick on Montas as well.
Yeah, I really don't believe that Frankie Montas is long for this game. You mentioned the layoff. It had been 12 days since he's pitched. He just got with the club yesterday. He'd been on the bereavement list, had a death in the family. So they're not expecting length out of him. There's a lot of ball game left.
The 2-2 pitch. How did that miss him?
I am not sure. I'm glad it did. The glare from Yadier Molina.
Wow. Three balls, 2 strikes to Young, the runner at first base. The next 2, Yadier Molina. Back-to-back walks to start this second inning. The 9th place batter is Tommy Edman.
They're going to talk this one over.
It's Matt Blake, the pitching coach of the Yankees. Well, like the Cardinals had with Quintana, certainly with Montgomery being in the opposing league, and with Matt Blake, it's your first start with a new team, so you're kind of learning about each other, aren't you?
Well, you still are, and you know, to the point we were talking about, he hasn't been with the team, so he doesn't really know these guys. Him and Trevino have not worked together. Aaron Boone talked about it last night. The hope was that he'd get into the hotel, Trevino, they could get together, talk about a game plan for this game, but there is not much familiarity here between Frankie Montas and his team. So you just try to give him a breather on a hot day and see if he can come back and execute some pitches. And Tommy Edman, he's heating up a little bit. 4 for 8 on this homestand.
Third baseman Donaldson is in. Runners at first and second. The first pitch. Strike 1 to Tommy Edman. He was originally in the starting lineup last night, and then Nolan Gorman replaced him. And he's hitting .310 with runners in scoring position. The 0-1 pitch. Has had a sore hip that's been nagging off and on all year, but not enough to put him on the IL. And when they've needed him, he's played every single day.
It's that time of the year, too. The guys are, you never know what everybody's grinding through to play every single day. But you know this, at this time of the year, nobody's feeling great.
No. And the 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes. Carlson on deck.
Spotted up 96 away, and then the cutter goes back door right there.
Reds and Brewers scoreless, top of the 3rd. Phillies 7-0 over Washington. Key game for the wild card that's in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pulled the string and a strikeout of Tommy Edman, and the second strikeout from Montas.
Good split finger, gets this one down. He's elevated a couple of those, specifically the one Dylan Carlson led off the game with his single the other way. But that thing starts down. It's very difficult to lay off of it.
Carlson, a base hit to left and a run scored on the single by Arenado that tied the game up at 1-1. The home half of the first, and the Yankees put up 3 in the top of the second. The first pitch to Dylan Carlson. Take it for a ball. These two teams have met as many times in the World Series, 5 as they have in interleague play, which was introduced in 1997. Great history of the Cardinals and the Yankees. The 1-0. Dylan almost fell over. What a cut. It's about as big a swing you're going to see him take.
Yeah, he was trying to tie the game right there. And a good pitch to do it on. That was a cutter that was elevated, saw it out of the hand. That's why you got that big hack. Yeah, you don't see that often.
And the 1-1 pitch. Hit out of play. Carlson went against the shift. His first at bat, now more the traditional defense with 2 runners on.
It was 2 strikes last time. Carlson got the split finger up in the zone from Montas. He just struck out Tommy Edman with a good one. Got a feeling he'll go back to it here and try to bury it.
Here's a 1-2. Popped foul the other way. Well, you mentioned that you believe that the Yankees will go to their bullpen. The last 24 games, they're 4-10, and 5 of 9 save opportunities have been blown.
Get in there.
Yep.
Get in there.
We're talking about Montas being around 70, 75 pitches here today. And he is at 41, so he's not long for this game.
Oh, he's not. You're going to have chances here. But these are situations where you end up getting back-to-back walks to lead off an inning. You got to be able to cash something in here. You got to be able to make these productive.
Brendan Donovan on deck. A count of 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 on and 1 out here in the home half of the second inning. The next. Carlson drives it into right center field. That will go all the way to the wall. 1 run is in. Come on, Yachty. Oh, they're going to hold him up. And runners at second and third. As DeYoung scores easily. The double by Dylan Carlson, and he's 2 for 2. Yachty giving everything he had.
You kind of knew as soon as he hit second base that probably wasn't going to happen, wasn't going to be able to score on this one. We saw the big swing from Dylan Carlson early. Well, nice smooth swing here on a fastball that's elevated, gets it all the way to the wall. That's a good at-bat. Fouled off a tough split finger on the pitch beforehand.
And here is Donovan with runners at second and third. And the first pitch taken low. Goldie on deck. The corners are in for the Yankees. LeMahieu and Donaldson. Donovan hit by a pitch first time up. And the 1-0 pitch to Donovan. Inside, nearly hit again. He was hit by a pitch for the 10th time this year, leading all major league rookies and 6th among any player right now in Major League Baseball.
Right now, if I'm Donovan, I'm gearing up for a fastball. Give me something up in the zone. Put your best swing on it.
The 2-0 pitch to Brendan Donovan. 3-0. Goldie on deck. Carlson at second with his 23rd double of the year. Molina at third. And the 3-0 pitch to Brendan Donovan. Bases loaded. One MVP with the bases loaded did some damage. How about another? The MVP candidates this season, Aaron Judge, Paul Goldschmidt. The Discover matchup between the two right-handed batters.
Oh, this is a nightmare scenario if you're Frankie Montas. Last guy you want to have up in this spot. First at bat, Paul Goldschmidt, very aggressive on a fastball. Popped up on the first pitch. Looking to do a little bit more damage here.
Busch Stadium ready to erupt. The first pitch. Goldie, a liner into center. That'll be caught. Molina is tagging up. And no throw by Hicks. And we've got a 4-3 game. If he gets that out of the glove cleanly, Hicks in center, we have a play at the plate.
There's definitely a play at the plate. Doesn't get it though. This ball driven. First pitch again. And the transfer takes a second. That's all that it takes. It was going to be bang bang anyhow. Able to get that one in. Chipping back away. Just a one-run ball game now.
And Yachty, a little smile, and let's get him some oxygen.
Yeah, give him a breather. Let's keep this inning going.
Arenado with a base hit, RBI in the first inning. Now runners at first and second. Albert Abreu, a right-hander, throwing in the Yankee bullpen. Lead cut to 1. Arenado with a drive into deep left. It's at the wall. Gone into the Yankee bullpen. Busch Stadium erupts. 3-run homer. Arenado.
Yeah, this feels like October.
Woo. Cardinals with the lead 6-4 and a ball to Tyler O'Neill. Struck out back in the first. The 11th 2-out home run by Nolan Arenado. 17th with men on of the 22 that he's hit. And it came on the first pitch for the third time this year.
If you don't have goosebumps right now, I think you're doing it wrong.
Awesome.
It was amazing. Amazing. Look at these two. First pitch slider, jumps all over it. Talked about different ways to win a ball game. You know they've got the offense to be able to pound one out like this.
Montas with 3 walks in the inning. All 3 have come in to score. And the Cardinals now with a 2-run lead. The 1-1 pitch to Tyler O'Neill. It's a 5-run bottom of the second. The next off the plate, and it's a count of 2-1. It's Turner Ward there on the right, the assistant hitting coach who was originally drafted by the Yankees back in 1986.
I go back to Wainwright being able to keep his wits about him, not get upset on the missed calls that he didn't get, and still get his punch out of Donaldson on the breaking ball. He's got a whole new life now.
Arenado's 20th game with multiple runs batted in. Second time with 4 or more. As O'Neill hits it to third, gloved by Donaldson, and out. Cardinals are going to take a look at it though. That's awfully close at first base. And no challenge. A 5-run inning for St. Louis, highlighted by the home run hit by Nolan Arenado. Number 22, he's driven in 4 today. Birds on top 6-4. He's having quite the series. Great defensive play. Contributed to the win on Friday at the plate. And the long home run hit moments ago. And now Wainwright pitching with a lead. And it's 6-4 in the top of the third. And the first batter is Gleyber Torres. Singled to right and scored. Remember, Torres back in 2016 was the centerpiece of the deal that gave the Cubs Aroldis Chapman. 0-2, and this is the kind of inning that Waino in his career typically understands. Let's make it a shutdown inning, and let's do it with confidence, quickly, and there's a presence about him too.
No, there really is, and this is something, again, going back to a lot of younger pitchers aren't able to flush an inning that happened before. Adam Wainwright can compartmentalize. That happened. It was a long inning. How do we bounce back?
2-2. Benintendi on deck, and then Aaron Hicks. In on his hands, and that's popped foul. You know, one of the things I love about this series too, the uniforms, the classic birds on the bat of the Cardinals. The Yankees, the fact that they don't have a name on the back of their jersey.
You really could take this series and just transpose the players into any ballpark at any time, and it would look right.
Especially the way Waino is wearing the socks, the uniform, the 2-2. Got him to reach, and a fly ball into shallow center. Dylan Carlson underneath it has it for the first out. Yankees, one of the rare teams in professional sports without a name, the player's name on the back. And they've done that because you play for the name on the front. But there was also a time in which the numbers were given to your spot in the lineup. So Babe Ruth, 3rd, Gehrig, 4th, so on and so forth. But it is that traditional look of the Yankees. Pretty cool. Benintendi, the single to center. They also used to say that back in the day, everybody knew who the Yankees were, so why put their name on the back?
Why waste any money on letters?
That's right.
Forget it.
One through 10 has been retired for the Yankees, and number 8 has been retired twice. Bill Dickey had it. That pitch taken high. And Yogi Berra. Arenado moving to his left on the pitch, goes right over his head. So he was positioned right, but it just carried out to left for out number 2.
It's another weak contact off of Adam Wainwright, and that's the thing, being able to throw those breaking balls in fastball counts.
I think you'd have to say, in terms of the Cardinals with numbers that will be retired, you're going to have 4, you'll have 5, you'll have 50 potentially. Typically it's the Hall of, if you go to the Baseball Hall of Fame, that number will be retired. That's how it's done here in St. Louis. But not everyone. That pitch taken high.
I think to your point, 4 and 5 are destined for Cooperstown. I think 50 is continuing to build that Cooperstown resume. And he's not slowing down at all. I wouldn't want to be the one, even if it were available, to wear 50 after Waino.
No.
I think I'm just going to go ahead and let that be.
Yeah. And Mark Walshu is the man that, in conjunction with others, dictates those numbers. Would be wise not to hand out number 50, and he knows that all too well.
Probably because he's going to be wearing it for the next few years the way he's pitching.
Off the end of the bat, little squibber again by Hicks. Arenado, no chance. It's a second base hit he has with an exit velocity combined of 20 miles an hour.
The first one 59, that one 27. I mean, and Hicks is got to be thinking, I'll take it. You mentioned the numbers beforehand. He's been struggling mightily. And it's a couple of breaking balls that both hit right off the end of the bat. You couldn't have those two at-bats again if he tried.
And it's Jose Trevino. He struck out his first time up. Kenny Boyer, the only St. Louis player to have his number retired, the captain, and not be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if you had the chance to listen to this on the Cardinal Radio Network, but it was Mike Claiborne. It was Ricky Horton. John Rooney pops in every once in a while, but Benji Molina and Trevino popped over across the street for their post-game show on Friday, and that was fun to listen to. And apparently Benji and Jose Trevino have the kinship of being catchers, but also friendship through fantasy football. It was great. I mean, it was really cool to listen to.
Well, you like hearing that sort of insight, too, from the other side about, you know, he talked about what it's like to play in St. Louis. He also talked about bringing Matt Carpenter over because those guys were together with the Rangers.
And that's where it began for Carpenter this year. He was in the minor leagues for the Rangers, and no one wanted him except the Yankees.
Worked out pretty well.
I'd say so. And the 1-0 pitch, that's fouled back.
Sometimes, though, it is about being in the right place to succeed. And Matt Carpenter has certainly found that. Now he finds himself in the thick of things. He's batting third right now for the Yankees against the Cardinals. But he's in a place where they have a lot of good athletes, a lot of good players, and he was able to just do his thing.
And a count of 1-1 strike on Jose Trevino. Hits it out of play. Ricky and I, though, were talking after the show on Friday, and we both agreed one of the things that you take away is that even the modern day player, there's a lot of old school in a modern day player. And that's the one thing I took away from listening to this interview with him. The respect of understanding the players from the past, but also how the game was played then. And there's a lot that can be learned from that and then putting it into the game of today.
Absolutely. There's value in all the information and the analytics. Certainly. It wouldn't be in the game if there weren't. There's also value to the throwback, the history of the game, the old school, the gut, the grip and rip. I mean, there's so much that you can build together to build a complete ball player.
A ball and 2 strikes on Trevino. Pulled foul past the third base coach, Luis Rojas. Mentioned it on Friday, but he's the former manager of the Mets. And they've had the Subway Series, and anytime he's been introduced, he gets booed. First base coach is Travis Chapman. He's talking there with Aaron Hicks.
Well, they say they don't boo nobodies, right?
That's right. But in New York, they boo a lot of people.
Oh, they boo pretty much everything. And you could be cheered the week before.
That's right. Wainwright steps off, and a check on Hicks. And the 1-2 pitch. That'll find the seats over the screen and out of play, and a souvenir for this big crowd. Give these fans, by the way, a lot of credit. It is smoking hot. They're sitting out in the sun, and they've had a few breaks when the clouds come over, but not often. It is hot.
Well, you wouldn't know that they're wearing it out there in the heat with how loud they have been. This place erupted when Nolan Arenado hit his 3-run home run. Been a lot of exciting moments already, and we're sitting here in the top of the third.
This will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Pitch number 74 from Wainwright. And a long look. Gets his sign. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5. Nootbaar, DeYoung, Molina coming up. Fit children in the community by purchasing a 50-50 raffle ticket during each Friday, Saturday, and Sunday home game. One lucky winner will win 50% of the pot each game, and you must be 18 and in the state of Missouri at the time of purchase. Visit cardinals.com/5050 for tickets. Speaking of Cardinals care, yesterday Paul Goldschmidt before the game, Skip Schumacher, some of the alumni got together, and the Redbird rookies, the coaches, the parents, and the players were invited to Busch Stadium for a clinic, and they didn't go to the ball. They brought them down on the field here at Busch Stadium, and those kids had the thrill of a lifetime. So well done by Redbird rookies and Cardinals care.
Those events are so much fun. You think about it, just getting to stand and play on Busch Stadium. You said it, once in a lifetime. That's special.
It's neat.
And I'll tell you this, the guys love doing it. The players, the coaches, being involved in something like that, growing the game. Love it.
Nootbaar on the 1-0 pitch. Fly ball into shallow center field, and there is Hicks. I think about Matt Carpenter Field as he returns to St. Louis. He dedicated something like $1 million, $2 million on his extension, went to helping out Cardinals care, and part of that was to build a field, Matt Carpenter Field. And his dad, I told you that story the other day, was so emotional being at that ballpark to see it happen, and said, I'm more proud of the man he is than the ball player. There's a swing and a miss by DeYoung. Matt did a ton in this community, was heavily involved with Cardinals care, which began with Matt Holliday and has been carried on by the players of today, and that'll continue to be the case year after year. DeYoung lines it to short, and it's caught by Gonzalez. He's hit into some tough luck this weekend. And the batter is Yadier Molina.
You talk about the luck, Dan. You'll take it the way that he's hitting the baseball, though. And obviously the big hit that he had, the 2 RBI double, ended up being the game winner in game 1 of this series. You're seeing the confidence grow a little bit here for Paul DeYoung.
Molina walked and scored back in the second, and the first pitch is strike. Cardinals leading 6-4 in the home half of the third. The 0-1. Nothing in 2. And the 0-2 pitch. Hit number 1,000 at Busch Stadium for Yadier Molina. Molina with 1,000 hits at Busch Stadium 3. The all-time leader in hits at Busch Stadium 3, and that's number 1,000. The second catcher with 1,000 hits in a single stadium. Yogi Berra, Yankee Stadium. Yadier Molina, Busch Stadium.
Fans at Busch Stadium getting the opportunity to celebrate alongside Yadier Molina. What an accomplishment. They got the ball thrown in. It was a backup slider after Montas spotted 96 away. Strong enough to get it into left field. That is a lot of hits in this place.
So 2 outs. Molina at first base. And Tommy Edman. Molina in the pandemic season against the Brewers got hit number 2,000 here at Busch Stadium with no one in the ballpark and a packed house for hit number 1,000 at home. Pretty cool.
That's how you're supposed to celebrate it.
You got it. And the 1-1 pulled foul. Good rip by Edman, who struck out first time up. A ball and 2 strikes on Tommy Edman. Hit sharply and a diving stop by Torres. Oh, what a play to get the speedy Tommy Edman, and takes a hit away. 1,000 hits at Busch Stadium 3 for Yadier Molina. Congratulations to Yadi, and another milestone moment. And the Brewers, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older receive a wearable replica ring from the '82 World Championship Club thanks to Ameren, Missouri. You will know which player's ring you're going to get until you walk through the gates. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Boy, what a fun homestand this has been, regardless of what happens today. But you had the sweep of the Cubs, some exciting games in the doubleheader. The first 2 games of this series have been a packed house, all-time record at Busch Stadium 3 yesterday in terms of attendance, and the games have been back and forth. It's been fun.
No, it's been something special. It has. The atmosphere is exactly what you're looking for, and in the middle of it's early August here. It's a time where it can be the dog days for some teams. Not for this team right now. This team is energized. They're playing their best baseball, and they've got a chance to put an exclamation point on this great homestand so far. Now, to do that, Adam Wainwright's going to need a quick one here. 74 pitches right now through 3 innings. He's going to need to settle in quickly.
Marwin Gonzalez, 9-1-2. LeMahieu and then Judge. And the first pitch is lined foul. Neither pitcher really is settled in this game. Waino and Montas. Last inning, the probably easiest inning, if you want to call it that, for Waino. Bottom of the order, gave up an infield hit and came away unscathed. Cardinals lead it 6-4. And the 0-1. 0-2.
Well, this lineup certainly has something to do with it. It's easy to say just go in there, pound strikes, get quick outs. Well, you have to be on the corners. You have to be able to mix it up really well. This lineup can hurt you in a hurry. So Adam has been working really well on both sides of the plate. He's trying to elevate. He's trying to change speeds. But the pitch count will get up against a team like this.
And it is pulled foul out in front. And the 0-2 is hit into the gap in left center, but right there it's Tyler O'Neill.
First baseman, DJ LeMahieu.
There's DJ LeMahieu. He doubled and scored in the first, and with the bases loaded, struck out looking. Joe Torre was at the ballpark last night. Baseball and Cardinal Hall of Famer. A great moment here at the ballpark. He was recognized before the game and then in the booth as well. Remember his Hall of Fame speech, in which he started with the great Yogi Berra paying tribute to Yogi. And that pitch is a strike. He said In honor of Yogi, I want to thank everybody that made this day necessary.
Spot on.
You got it. Had the chance to visit with Joe multiple times, but he's always so fond of this franchise, and George Kissel and Red Schoendienst and especially Bob Gibson, and those two became very, very close over the years. And they went to Joe Torre, or rather to Gibby, and said, hey, we're going to pull off a trade for Joe Torre. That's pulled foul. What do you think? They would run it by Gibby first, and he said, oh man, if you can get Joe Torre, yeah, go get him. Don't wait. So they pull off the trade. They go back to Gibby and they say, we got Joe Torre. He said, awesome. Who'd you trade him for? Cepeda. He said, what are you thinking? He said that was his introduction to Bob Gibson. Popped up and out of play, but Torre made himself into an MVP candidate and then an MVP. And Joe told me it was Red Schoendienst that changed his stance. He used to hold his bat high, kind of by his cheek. And Red said, stand there for a while. You get tired? He said, yeah, I'm getting tired. He said, you need to drop your hands. And if you drop your hands, you're going to find you're more relaxed. You're going to get the barrel through the ball and to the ball through the plate. And changed his career, and he credits that to Red. So many great baseball men, and he said he learned more from George Kissel about baseball than anybody else. It's pretty awesome.
Yes, it is. And it's amazing how many lives guys like George Kissel, Red Schoendienst, how many careers that they really affected throughout their lives. And those lessons, they live on. They live on forever.
Ooh, just missed on the 2-2. You talked to Pop Warner, who was a player in the Cardinals minor league system for many, many years. Did you ask him, how did you learn how to play this great game? And he said, George Kissel. He said, everything that you see in the game today, there's some time in the game I'll think of George Kissel. Still today.
Every little detail.
3-2 and a base hit. So he didn't get the 2-2, and LeMahieu sends it all the way to the wall in left center, and he will stop at second base. And a one-out double for LeMahieu, his second today. The tying run will come to the plate. For LeMahieu, that's his 17th double.
Well, for the best coverage in the game, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. The at-bat here against Judge. Didn't get the call on the first pitch. Gets back, though. 2 quick strikes. Tries to sneak the fastball by him. Bases loaded. And he ends up catching too much of the plate. Single up the middle. Drove in 2. Fortunately for Adam Wainwright, was able to strand the bases loaded again. Get the punch out of Donaldson. But Judge cashed in when they really needed him to.
It was a 2-out single that brought in 2, and now it's Judge representing the tying run for the Yankees. 6-4 our score. And a curveball off the plate. He is 1 for 2 today with a ground out into the shift. Yankees 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position today. 5 for 19 in the series. Off the plate. Waino again. That's a ball, but staring back into the home plate umpire. The fans, the Cardinal side, a little frustrated.
Yeah, to your point, that one is off the plate, but the frustrations are a little bit further. Ollie going to go talk this over with Waino and Yachty, and 2-0 count here with Judge and a base open. You're going to be very careful.
I'm sure that's what this conversation is all about. It's, hey, how are you going to get him out, or let's put him on and deal with Carpenter and others.
It seems like a wise business decision if you do something like that with Judge.
At times he's been frustrated today, and you can understand why. Emotions have been high in this series. But like we said, he's been a pro about it too.
That's it. Yeah, you can get frustrated. I don't care if you've been in this league for almost 2 decades or you're a rookie. It's what do you do after that? Do you end up executing some pitches? Some of the calls have not gone his way, especially a couple of breaking balls up in the zone that are absolutely strikes. Wainwright rarely demonstrative, but you've seen a little bit today.
So that'll be the intentional walk to Judge, his 7th, and the 58th walk that he's received.
That's the right move.
I'm with you. 2-0 on Judge. I understand Carp is hitting the ball well, but I think you live with yourself if he does damage more so than Judge. Agreed?
Yeah, well, Judge is the MVP.
Yep.
This is the guy that is putting up obscene numbers, 43 home runs, now driven in 95 after that 2 RBI single. I'll let this guy beat me.
So you have a shift on the right side. Carpenter, the first pitch, and a strike. Matt with a sac fly. Run batted in the first, and he walked in the second. So the sun now peeking in and out of the clouds. That's what Matt's taking a look at. He'll take the glasses off. It's cooled off the ballpark by about 20 degrees. Runners at first and second, and the 0-1 pitch by Waino. A ball and a strike. You know, the one thing with Carpenter and his struggles, for the most part, you didn't see him chase a ton. Where when guys really struggle, they just start wailing. You know, they're not confident. They start chasing, and you know, Carp didn't do that all that much, and now he looks like he's back to where he was. You're not going to see him chase many pitches, and he's told me many times 2 strikes, no problem, a count that actually he prefers.
Which is absurd to hear that from a hitter, but just talks to the comfort that he has in his ability to know his strike zone, to be able to foul off tough pitches and still do damage in these counts. It's not like he turns into a slap hitter with 2 strikes.
And the 1-2 pitch to Matt Carpenter with 2 runners on, and Carp takes a pitch low, and it's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Got him to reach for it. And they'll get the out at second base. DeYoung got the foot down on the bag. So Judge will be off the bases. Runners at the corners. And there's 2 outs, and now it's Donaldson.
Got his ground ball, got him to reach on this one. Tommy Edman making the first half of the turn, just a high throw. A good job by Paul DeYoung to make sure he does get back down, get that foot on the base, get the first out.
Well, Paul DeYoung is very thankful there is a slide rule at second base with Aaron Judge coming on down.
Could you imagine that guy coming in, old school rules where he could put you into left field if he wanted to?
By the way, a clean throw. Do they get 2 on that play? It'd have been very tough.
I think they do.
Yeah. Extends the inning to Donaldson, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Struck out looking and then swinging with the bases loaded. Yankees with 7 hits, the Cardinals with 5. Cardinals lead it 6-4. The next hit to deep right, slicing, and that ball is foul and out of play. A ball and a strike. That young fan, a nice play. This souvenir. Some high fives on a sweaty afternoon, but it's all worth it now. I got a souvenir off the bat of Josh Donaldson.
That's a story for life.
You got it.
He's ready for school to start tomorrow. He said, I got to go tell everybody about this.
Love it. 2-1.
We see Adam in counts like this, especially after not getting a call, be able to throw that breaking ball in there for a strike.
Two and two.
Josh Donaldson is a really good hitter. An MVP in 2015, as you mentioned before. Look at that swing on this pitch. 2-1 breaking ball, geared up for a heater, and he gets that.
Runners at the corners. A count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. Time called by Donaldson.
Well, he's punched him out twice so far. Got him looking away in the first at bat with a sinker. Struck him out with the bases loaded on the curveball. What's he going with here?
The 2-2. And a full count. Runner Carpenter at first base. Off with the next pitch from Ueno. Well, you're at 98 pitches. If he gets him here, it'd be decision time for Ollie on a hot day to put him back out there, or say, can he give us one more?
I think you have the conversation with him. You do. I think you look at your bullpen. You got a couple of guys that you'd like to be able to stay away from if you can. Certainly Palante is a guy that can eat up innings. Threw 4 2 days ago.
3-2 pitch. Tapped foul. Goes back to the curveball on 3-2.
So he's thrown him 3 of those curveballs in a row. I think the sinker down and away can be effective here. Did punch him out with that in the first at bat. Might be looking that way, but if you execute it down, I like Ueno's chances.
The 3-2 pitch. Carpenter off with the pitch, and now the bases loaded again. Third walk handed out by Wainwright. One of those intentional to Judge. And the batter will be Gleyber Torres, who is 1 for 2. Torres is 1 for 11 in his career with the bases loaded. LeMahieu, Carpenter, Donaldson all on base for the Yankees. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Bullpen phone rang, and now they're going to get somebody up. It's TJ McFarland, the lefty in the St. Louis pen. And the 0-1, 0-2.
I don't believe that you have to throw Torres another strike now. I mean, he's shown you already he will expand his zone. He'll do so under, he'll do it away, he'll chase the fastball up.
Wainwright trying to keep it a 6-4 St. Louis lead. The 0-2 pitch. Ground ball. DeYoung, gloves. They strand the bases loaded. They have left 7 on through 4 innings against Adam Wainwright. Beautiful Busch Stadium. Some young fans. School not too far away, but enjoying baseball as the summer months are wrapping up. I don't like that. I wish the kids went back in like November. Now every mom out there is saying, please be quiet, Dan. I understand that, but
why November?
I wanted the kids to have the chance to come out. Don't worry about late nights at the ballpark in October. You see where I'm going here?
Well, what about this? What if you didn't worry about the late nights in October. Albert Abreu, your Chevy, called to the bullpen. Let him come to the games and go to school, Dan. It's a win-win.
Or just skip.
You know what? We should probably be reinforcing attendance. Pretty important.
Yeah, at the ballpark.
Oh, yeah. Show up here.
Not at school.
You can do both. Your kids, you have all kinds of energy.
You've been around my kids. There's so much energy that it starts on full, ends on E. Carlson in the first pitch. Near the sidewall and out of play.
You had your family at the ball game on Friday. Got to see the crew.
Last night, a handful were here.
Yeah.
I say a handful. It's a lot. Some were going this way, that way. Now you had. Is your son here today?
He is.
With Grandpa?
Oh yeah, hanging out, enjoying a ball game.
Love it. Abreu, we saw him in game 1. 28th appearance, 17th with the Yankees, and on Friday night went a third of an inning, gave up a couple of hits. As the Yankees done quite well. Out to left, Benintendi. And the first out here in the 4th. So the line on Montas in his Yankee debut, 3 innings, 6 runs on 5 hits, struck out a pair, walked 3. All 3 came in to score and gave up a big 3-run homer with 2 outs in the 2nd inning to Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, I got a feeling that Frankie Montas' line will end up looking better the more he pitches there with the Yankees, but not exactly the debut that he was looking for. But you're sitting here, bottom of the 4th, it's a 6-4 ball game. Just got to wonder what's going to be in store for the rest of this one. It's going to be a bullpen day.
It was 64 pitches by Frankie Montas, 38 strikes, 11 of 18 first pitch strikes.
It's a lot of hard hit baseballs.
So Abreu as a Yankee is 2-0 and a 1.45 ERA and 18 2/3. Donovan on base twice, hit by a pitch, and walked and scored in the 2nd inning. Inside corner, struck him out. That's a quick pitch right there.
Hitting is all about timing. You're trying to time somebody up. A little bit more difficult to time him up when he just goes right into the delivery and gives 99 on the corner.
And here is Goldie, who has a sac fly and a run batted in, number 83 today. And Abreu's coming in and pumping strikes.
Allegedly.
Good point. Strike zone has been moving. And the 0-1 hit down the right field line, and that's a foul ball. Ooh, boy. Now, once it's past the first base umpire, that's a reviewable play.
I thought this was definitely going to be a fair ball. That is pretty close. Another hard hit baseball by Goldie.
And it's 1-2. Unless you have a camera right on the line, it's very tough to tell. And the 1-2 pitch by Abreu to Paul Goldschmidt with 2 outs and nobody on. 99 inside. This guy's got a big arm, doesn't he?
He's not messing around, and neither is Goldie. So this is 99 miles an hour in off the plate, and there's a good chance. Oftentimes you see this. You see 99 in off, then you're going to see a slider away. If he throws that slider away, watch how Goldie hangs on to this one, stays on it, and drives it.
The 2-2. Full count. Arenado on deck. It's rare that you see Goldie kind of put the back foot in, front foot out of the box, takes his time, but he's got to do that with this pitcher who works very quickly and will quick pitch you too.
Yeah, you got to be able to slow it down.
And the 3-2. Cardinals receiving their 4th walk in this game. The Budweiser play of the game. This is back in the 2nd inning, and a 3-run homer hit with 2 outs. Nolan has driven in 4 today.
That home run came complete with a curtain call as well. They'd love to give him another one.
He had a single RBI in the 1st, 3-run homer in the 2nd. He's driven in 68 on the year. 2 outs. First pitch, a fastball and a strike. Arenado will return to Denver. Game 1 on Tuesday. Travel day tomorrow. The check on Goldschmidt.
The fastball from Abreu gets on you quickly. He's got that short arm, throwing there in the upper 90s. When he's ahead, though, he likes to go to his slider. We know how well that was what he hit out against Frankie Montas. Arenado handles that pitch well.
No one throwing in the St. Louis bullpen. And the 0-1 pitch. And it's pulled foul right by the aforementioned Pop Warner. I gotta tell you, that's a Cardinal right there.
Ever since the first day he put on the uniform, you knew.
That's right. Here's 1-2. Inside. Arenado is 9 for 18 on the homestand. Double, 3 homers. He's driven in 8, scored 7. And now with 18 runs batted in interleague play, and that's the league leader, most in baseball. Jose Ramirez 17, Rowdy Tellez 15. And the 2-2 struck him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning, both looking. We head to the 5th. 6-4 St. Louis.
Issue. He's been swinging a bat for a while, but just recently stepped up his throwing program. Juan will start a rehab assignment with Memphis on Tuesday. Couldn't be happier. He told me it's been almost a month. I can't wait to get back out and play. Yepes says the Cards are playing well, and that's great, and he wants to contribute. He said they're rolling and the chemistry is great, but yes, I'm anxious to be part of it. Danny Yepes will be DHing and playing first base for Memphis to start.
All right, Jimmy, thank you. So trying to get all available bodies ready for the stretch run.
It's good news.
Yeah.
You're playing good baseball right now, and you're not totally at full strength. Jim told us the news about Jack Flaherty earlier, getting him back soon to go on a rehab. At least that's the hope.
Strike to Benintendi, and Wainwright pitching into this 5th inning, and the pitch count at 104.
Well, that's the Wainwright difference, isn't it? I don't think there's too many guys on a staff that you feel comfortable going out with them after the 100 pitch mark, deep in a game where they battle, but you do with this guy.
Finds a way, seems like every single time. to give you a chance.
Tries to give you different looks. That's the case with that changeup right there. It's not a perfect pitch, but it's up in the zone, and it's a pitch that he has not thrown very often in this game. He's going to figure out different ways.
And Benintendi hits a high fly ball, and that'll find the gap in right center. And a one hopper over the wall on an 0-2 pitch. It's 2 for 3 today. And once again, the tying run comes to the plate. The switch hitting Aaron Hicks. This again might be a case where Aaron Boone is thinking bunt.
Or just let him swing. That's kind of been the last 2 bunts for Hicks. This one's a breaking ball down, but he doesn't bounce it. If he bounces that, he absolutely gets him to swing through it. The first couple of at-bats for Hicks, hit a squibber out to left, base hit, little infield single, both off the cup of the bat, both on breaking balls.
It's tough not to pull for Benintendi because when the Blues were in the Stanley Cup final, all the Red Sox players are wearing the Bruins jerseys except for Benintendi. Met a young lady from St. Louis. He now calls the St. Louis area his home. He played at Arkansas. And he's always been a Blues fan. He's from Southwest Ohio, so I'm going to give him a break.
Yeah, I'll give him a break tomorrow.
No doubt.
Not today. Love to give him a break if he just stays there at second base.
That would be nice, too. They're barking from that St. Louis dugout, unhappy with the strike zone. 2 balls, no strikes on Aaron Hicks, who's 2 for 2. So Stratton throwing in the St. Louis pen. Wainwright might be on fumes here. His season high is 115 in pitches. That was May 31st against the Padres. His career high all the way back in 2009 against the Rockies, 130. And the 3-0 pitch from Adam Wainwright with a shift on the right side and a check on Benintendi. Not that far away from blue season.
Be here before you know it.
Camp maybe about a month away or so. And the 3-0 pitch from Wainwright. 3-1. It's interesting here with Ollie. You got Wainwright at 110. As you said, you feel comfortable with him rather than others to push him, and you're at the bottom of the lineup for the Yankees. How far do you go?
Yeah, well, I think it also tells you a little bit about your bullpen today. You got some guys that you don't want to use, trying to sneak that extra inning out of them.
It's a ball kept in front by Molina. And that'll be walk number 4, one of those intentional. That may be it for Wainwright. We'll see.
Yeah, I think that you try to get him through a couple, but that might be it.
Purchase of a theme ticket. Receive a Cardinals cap supporting organ and tissue donation. Tickets at cardinals.com/theme. So Stratton combined with the Pirates and the Cardinals, making his 43rd appearance. Pitched 3 days ago. That was game 2 against the Cubs. Win an inning. That was the final inning of that ball game. No hits. Walked a pair. Walked the first 2. And then was able to get out of it. Chevy called to the pen.
That spot right here, you'd like to see him settle in a little bit quicker, but that's one of the things that they liked about Stratton is the fact that he takes the ball. He's not a guy that you need to give a bunch of days off to. You mentioned all the games, 43rd game that he's pitching in.
So 3rd appearance as a St. Louis Cardinal. 2 innings, a hit. He's walked a pair, 2 strikeouts, no runs allowed. 8 of 17 inherited runners have scored this year. Jose Trevino. Inning started with a double to right center on an 0-2 pitch, and then Hicks walked. Trevino is grounded into 3 double plays. And the first pitch, take it for a ball. Renato is in at third. Goldie is in at first. Bunch up the middle. And the 1-0 pitch from Stratton is a base hit into right field. Charging, it's Nootbaar. Benintendi is held up. Luis Rojas, the third base coach, was in a position to tackle Benintendi. If he ran into him, he's out, obviously, but he was in a position where he had to go back to third.
You are staying. One way or another, balls hit hard the other way. Trevino, a really good off-speed hitter, nearly 300 on the breaking balls. This ball's hit hard. Newt comes up throwing. So you still got your double play in order. We've seen the Cardinals get out of some jams. Huge one here.
Switch hitter Marwin Gonzalez hit by a pitch. Fly to left, and again another situation with the bases loaded for the Yankees. And this time nobody out. This is the 4th at bat they've had with the bases loaded. Check that, the 5th. Benintendi, Hicks, Trevino all aboard. Two breaking balls, and it's 2-0.
Stratton's had his issues this year against lefties too, coming in hitting .375 against him. Falling behind's not going to help.
7 doubles, couple of home runs by left-handed batters against Stratton. It's a big pitch in the ball game right here. A shift on the right side, and the 2-0 by Stratton. 2-1. Some dark clouds overhead here in downtown St. Louis, and also the sun peeking between the clouds every so often.
Well, if Chris Stratton can get the feel for that breaking ball, it could be a really good pitch against Marwin Gonzalez. Only hitting 180 against the non-fastball. Anything else, he's struggling.
He's had his issues this year with the bases loaded. Opposition 4 for 4 with a double and a grand slam, and now he's in a hole, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Well, sometimes you just got to go power on power here. A better fastball hitter, but it, especially against the lefties, looks like Stratton just got the feel for the fastball.
The 3-1 pitch. Grounded foul, 3-2. All Wainwright can do is watch Adam Olson there, the Cardinals medical team on the right. Got him on the outside corner. Gonzalez can't believe it. Went with the breaking ball.
Adam Wainwright had a lot of pitches that didn't go his way in this ball game. There was some frustration. This one absolutely goes Stratton and the Cardinals' way. A breaking ball that appears to be a little bit off the plate. Home plate umpire Ed Hickox rings him up.
Wow.
Needless to say, a huge out. Double play changes this inning. Get a ground ball right here.
The dangerous DJ LeMahieu, pair of doubles hit today. 326 hitter with the bases loaded. He was called out on strikes with the bases loaded back in the second inning against Adam Wainwright. He has words with the home plate umpire.
Frustration. Stay down, stay away.
See Aaron Boone saying not even close. The 0-1 pitch. 0-2. As LeMahieu again spun away. Aaron Judge on deck. 0-2. He got him. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Just a fantastic job right here by Stratton. He gets the fastball away, called strike one, goes right back out there 2 more times. This one's 95 off the plate. LeMahieu's in a position where he feels like he's got to expand to protect, and he can't get to that one.
And now it's Judge with the bases loaded. And 2 outs. Aaron Judge grounded into the shift in the first inning. Bases loaded in the second with 2 outs. Single to center, brought in 2. Was intentionally walked in the fourth. And again, one of the key at bats in this game potentially right here. The 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes.
I really believe that fastball that he was dotting down and away to DJ LeMahieu, it plays to Judge. I know the numbers, but you've also seen the feel for the breaking ball in this inning. That plays.
Oh. The count of 2 balls and no strike. Judge hits it out to center. And it is off the wall. Taken there by Carlson. Judge into second. And the game is tied. So twice he has come through with the bases loaded.
Well, Stratton fell behind in the count with a couple of breaking balls, 2-0. Goes back to another one. It's a slider, a pitch that he just hasn't shown feel for in this inning. Goes to it anyhow. It's center cut, and it just gets crushed to center field. Fortunately, Dylan Carlson able to corral that with the bare hand, keep it there. Another run's coming in.
Here's Carpenter. Game tied at 6. We've got a wild one here on a Sunday afternoon at Busch.
Hey, I'm here for a slugfest. Just kind of wish that Judge guy would quit coming up with people on.
No kidding. So he's driven in 4 today. He's up to 97 on the year. Second and third. A ball and a strike. Carpenter a sac fly, run batted in the first inning. He walked in the second, grounded into a fielder's choice in the fourth, and here comes Aaron Boone. He's going to get his money's worth now. Can't argue balls and strikes, so clearly he's been thrown out. Oh, this is good.
The thing about it with Aaron Boone, he's not wrong.
And neither is Ollie. Ollie's had the same issues.
It's been a bad day.
Sixth ejection of the season for Aaron Boone, number 23 of his short managerial career.
Seems like a lot.
23.
A lot of good dinner spots in New York.
I guess so.
Get out early.
Off the plate, and at times that has been a strike. That's the way things are going, though, today. So just buckle up. We're going to have a little fun.
Hey, figure it out as we go. You're going to have to score a bunch of runs in this one.
The 2-1. And Carpenter hammers it down the right field line. Foul. Two outs, runners in scoring position. Carpenter 6 for 13 this year. Fastball struck him out, and he doesn't like it. Stratton strikes out 3. The Yankees strike and they tie it up. Ed Hickox, he's hearing it from both benches, both managers, the crowd. And a wild game here at Busch, 6-6.
Yeah, I will tell you this, full disclosure, I wouldn't want that job. That is a very difficult job. Hard to have too many friends in a gig like that. It certainly doesn't have any in this ball game. But strike zone aside, you got to figure out different ways. It's been inconsistent. It's been inconsistent both ways. How do you figure out a way to win this ball game?
And Abreu, his second inning, and now it's Tyler O'Neill, who is 0 for 2 today. The pitch on the inside corner for a strike. It starts to rain here at the ballpark. Quick pitch, 0-2.
This game's going to have absolutely everything in it.
Oh, yeah. It's just one of those days at the ballpark. The sun is shining brightly. It is scorching hot, and yet a pretty decent rain as some of the folks start to head for the cover.
I'm surprised they're looking for cover. I figured this would be welcome.
Up and in, and it's 1-2. No, check that, 2-2.
Got to wonder with a couple of balls missing the way that they have. Abreu's having a tough time getting a grip on it with some of this rain. Doesn't go to any rosin, so he must be fine.
And now time called. What an odd look. Rain, sun, crazy game. A little bit of everything. The 2-2. The strikeout of O'Neill. Third strikeout for Abreu. Well, we have a moment. Quick word from Jack in the Box.
Mix good sauce with my new spicy good sauce for spicy good sauce.
Sometimes the rain can cool things off, but then it goes away and the sun comes back out, and then it really gets hot. This Nootbaar looks at a strike.
Yeah, got a chance to be a bit muggy this afternoon.
Yep.
It was a hot one last night. Doing a lot of hydrating in between games. Trying to be ready for this.
It's a pretty steady downpour right now. And a count of a ball and a strike on Lars Nootbaar. He's grounded out and also fly to center. The 2-1 pitch. And that'll be a base hit into right. Nootbaar has reached base safely in his last 13 straight home games. And hitting well above 350.
He handles fastballs up in the zone so well. That smooth stroke. If he's trying to hit this thing, if he's trying to hit a fly ball, he's never going to be able to get to 98 up above the zone.
There's Paul DeYoung. DeYoung walked and scored in the second inning and lined out to short. Jonathan Loaizaga, right-hander, throwing in the bullpen for the Yankees. Inside. Rain has just about stopped. The 1-0 inside. Time you see it on television, it's not nearly as bad as it is when you see it in person.
Well, it definitely cools things down.
It did. Just a light drizzle right now here at the ballpark. Give that. 2-0 the count with a runner at first base in Nootbaar as Abreu grabs the rosin bag. He's in relief of Freddie Montas, who made his Yankees debut, went 64 pitches, 3 innings, 6 runs, 5 hits, struck out a pair. He walked 3 and gave up the home run to Nolan Arenado.
Seen Abreu miss twice with his fastball in. Likely going to try to go away. Does he miss middle?
The 2-0. 3-0 and Molina on deck. DeYoung with one of the biggest hits in this series coming on Friday night, game 1 of this series. A double that scored 2 that put St. Louis on top by a run, and they would win it by that margin. 3-0. They'll turn him loose. A strike on the inside corner.
Albert Abreu out there trying to kind of rake with his cleats the landing spot of the mound, getting a little damp out there. I'm sure the grounds crew is going to be busy in between innings.
3-1 pitch to DeYoung. Into the corner. It's well hit. That ball is down. A fair ball. It stays in play. Here comes Nootbaar. The throw. Save! DeYoung delivers again. Now Judge is pointing to the right field side wall, which has a railing there, and this will be reviewed by the umpires, I would imagine. Let's take a look. If not, it's in fair play and Nootbaar scores. Looks like it does hit the iron above the wall, and that would be a ground rule double, I believe. Jonathan Loaisiga will come on, and we'll take another look at it during the break. But it's 7-6 right now. We know it's a double. Quickly, we looked at the rule book, and that is, in terms of the ground rules here at this ballpark, right there, that is in play. So the iron there, that little area above the padded wall, that is in play. And so Nootbaar does score, and that's why we didn't have a bigger argument or ask from the Yankees. And that run scores, so the Cardinals have regained the lead. It's 7-6 on DeYoung's double that gives him now 14 driven in for the year. That's a big, big hit.
Gotta love seeing him step up in spots like this. Jonathan Loaisiga in for his 28th game of the season. ERA north of 6. But that was 99 miles an hour that Paulie D took the other way for the RBI double. Talk about length again in this lineup.
Molina has been on base twice. A walk, a run scored, and a base hit to left. And that base hit was hit number 1,000 here at Busch Stadium 3. He is the all-time hits leader in this ballpark. Abreu went an inning and a third. He's responsible for DeYoung at second. Couple of hits. Struck out 3 and walked a man. The 0-1 pitch to Yadier Molina. 0-2. Good fastball at 97. So fair batted or thrown ball striking the safety railings on the inclined walls down the left or right field lines in foul territory, rebounding onto the field in play. Nothing and 2 the count on Molina. 1-2 the count. And Judge, to his credit, made sure and completed that play.
Got to get it in, no matter what you think the rule might be. And those guys, that's part of playing in different ballparks, is knowing the different ground rules.
And the 1-2 pitch popped up by Molina. LeMahieu. That'll be out number 2. Tommy Edman has struck out and was robbed by Gleyber Torres on a diving stop at second. Lefties hitting .250 against Loaisiga, making his 28th appearance. Pitched 4 days ago against Seattle, third of an inning. And just 4 of 13 inherited runners have scored against him. His teams have hit .286 against him with runners in scoring position. DeYoung at second now with 7 runs batted in 8 games since returning to the Cardinal lineup with 5 extra base hits, 3 doubles, couple of home runs. 2 outs and a runner at second base. Hit the other way, but foul.
We got to be happy for Paul DeYoung on an individual level. You know how difficult that had to be for him, getting sent down, having to have a full reset basically. But from a team level, it's big. That is big to get the power hitting shortstop potential back. Fantastic with the glove as well. I mean, it's a piece that you were expecting to be able to build around this season.
And the 0-1 pitch to Tommy Edman. Fastball and a strike, 0-2. Without a doubt, it has cooled things off here at the ballpark, and the wind is now blowing out towards left center.
Flags atop the ballpark are whipping. And an 0-2. Edman into center. Base hit. Here comes DeYoung. Throw by Hicks. It is not in time. Oh, they're going to say he's out.
He got the foot in.
They've got to take a look at that, and they certainly will. And unless the foot was high and didn't touch the plate, looked like he beat it. He's safe. He's without a doubt safe. The Cardinals want a challenge.
The throw beats him, but Trevino's got to come up and catch it and pick, and Paul DeYoung is able to get that foot in there. You wouldn't believe this one, Dan, should take too long.
They've just showed the replay on the video board. You think Lars Nootbaar's fired up?
He's pumping me up. I love it.
Just showed another review of it here at Busch Stadium, and this place is ready to erupt again.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. St. Louis retains its challenge.
Well, how about Tommy Edman on an 0-2, gets a changeup that just hangs up there, crushes it into center field. Paul DeYoung, you know he's getting waved in. Hicks comes with a strong throw on a bounce, but gets the foot in. Nice slide by DeYoung. And a huge spot, just some clutch hitting today by the Cardinals.
And Edman took second base on that throw to the plate, so now a chance for Dylan Carlson. The Cardinals have regained a 2-run lead. We're only in the 5th. Dylan has 2 hits, single, double, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. 2 outs, Edman at second. Let's just say it's been a tough day at the office for Ed Hickox, home plate umpire.
Yeah, you had to kind of know if you were having the day he was that was getting overturned.
Yeah. And a pitch outside. And Tommy Edman back in safely. Close call. Close the book on Abreu, inning in a third, couple of runs. Now Loaisiga. And the 1-0 pitch to Carlson.
Loaisiga is leaving that pitch up. That's the changeup again. It was in, it spotted the corner. But for Dylan Carlson, a guy that hits the ball down well, you hang one of those middle down, he's going to crush it.
And the 1-1. Tap foul, and it's 1-2. 2 outs in this series. The Cardinals 10 for 29 with 9 runs batted in. Wainwright pitched into the 5th, did not record an out. Stratton came in with 2 on, nobody out. The Yankees tied it up. Stratton struck out 3. Cardinals have regained A 2-run lead. It's 8-6. And the 1-2 pitch inside. I can't recall in recent memory a regular season matchup like this with this much excitement for 3 straight days at the ballpark. I mean, we have them, don't get me wrong, especially in pennant races, the Cubs in town, but this has been something.
Yeah, you knew it was going to be different with the Yankees coming to town. First time since 2014, a team with 70 wins, with superstars, the MVP and Aaron Judge. You knew it was going to feel different, but it has lived up to the billing.
And a 2-2 pitch to Dylan Carlson. 3-2. Brendan Donovan on deck. No one throwing in the St. Louis bullpen. And how the Cardinals navigate the final 4 innings is going to be interesting. There's some guys probably down.
Really is. Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. Look, Palante threw 4 innings before. He would be an easy bridge gap for you if he were rested. Doubt you'd be able to go to him. You saw Gio work hard, Cabrera last night as well, so we'll see.
And a 3-2 pitch. Carlson, he yanks it foul right past Stubby Klepp.
These are those games, though, Dan, where people emerge. Guys end up stepping up into bigger roles, bigger spots. Maybe you extend somebody for an extra inning. The offense stepping up, too. How many times has Adam Wainwright put the team on his back and said, I got you? Well, the offense doing a little bit of that for Adam Wainwright today.
Rain starts to fall again. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. The 3-2. Fouled back. The 8th pitch coming up to Dylan Carlson. The next. Good at bat. Cardinals have received now their 5th walk in this game.
We know part of that conversation right there is get this guy right here. Go after him. Be aggressive, because Donovan will be happy to take your walk. He will work counts like crazy. Last thing that the Yankees want to do is get to a spot where they've got Goldie up.
Carlson's 2nd walk since July 16th. There's Donovan, hit by a pitch. Walked and scored, struck out looking. Runners at 1st and 2nd for the Cardinals, leading 8-6. 2 outs. And the first pitch. Ball 1. Goldschmidt on deck as Lou Trevino came over the Montas deal. Starts to throw in the Yankee bullpen. The 1-0. Throw behind and in safely. Tommy Edman. It was close to being a strike, but when you have the catcher Trevino pop up like that, it's tough to sell that pitch.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get that call, certainly. And they're just trying to steal it out any way that they can in this ball game.
Two outs, 2 on, and a 2-run lead for St. Louis. And now the 2-0 pitch to Donovan. 3-0. Loizaga came in, faced Molina. He popped out. Tommy Edman with 2 outs, the base hit to center. That brought into Young. Play was reviewed, originally called out at the plate. That extended the inning to Dylan Carlson, 8-pitch walk. And now Donovan with 3 balls, no strikes, and 2 outs. Three and 1.
Well, knowing how well Brendan Donovan hits with 2 strikes, he might make him prove it again.
Cardinals in the series 9 for 19 with runners in scoring position, 4 for 9 today. We're only in the 5th. 3-1. And the bases will be loaded for Goldie. Loizaga, Trevino thought they had a strike. And I think the home plate umpire thought maybe this is strike 2.
Boy, Ed Hickok almost went for it. That right arm said, no, never mind. Everybody a little upset. Carlos Mendoza, that's a bench coach. He's taken over as Aaron Boone ejected in this one. That's going to be the end of the day for Loizaga.
And so with Goldie coming up, pitching change. Lou Trevino. Goldschmidt will have the bases loaded when we come back. The bases loaded. Chevy called to the pen. Lou Trevino. By the way, pitching coach Matt Blake also ejected along with Aaron Boone prior to this half inning. Goldie with the bases loaded with 7 career grand slams. And the Cardinals have Tommy Edman, Dylan Carlson, Brendan Donovan all aboard after back-to-back walks and the big hit by Edman that brought in DeYoung. And the bases are loaded for Goldie. 43rd appearance. Trevino, and 4th as a Yankee. Pitched yesterday, an inning and a third. The chance of MVP throughout the ballpark for Goldie, who has popped out with 2 runners on in the first. He flied to center with the bases loaded. That brought in a run and walked in the 4th. Arenado, who is homered and driven in 4, is on deck. And the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Good play there by Trevino.
Yeah. Really good job of keeping that in front back there. Good job by Goldie to hold up.
Right-handers hitting .271 with 3 homers against this right-hander. The 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
You see Trevino a lot in this count. Likes to try to get back in it with a cutter.
The 2-1 pitch. Inside, and it's 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike on Goldschmidt, who has 26 home runs.
He's getting his fastball here, Dan. How far does it go is the question.
Let's find out. 3-1 pitch.
Ooh, went with the cutter. Gutsy pitch.
If you get it on 3-1, you throw it on 3-2. Busch Stadium is ready to explode. Runners off with a pitch. 3-2 is tapped foul. Will do it again. It's another 3-2 pitch to Goldie. He walked him. Cardinals received their 7th walk. It's a bases loaded walk. And you go from Goldie to Arenado with the bases loaded. Statcast powered by Google Cloud. Arenado is driven in 4 today. And 3 coming with 1 swing of the bat. Back in the 2nd inning, his 3-run homer.
I'm very surprised at the pitch selection. They're going with the breaking ball instead of competing with the fastball. Good cutter right there. First pitch to Nolan Arenado. But you're right. There is no breathing room. You walk Goldie. 1 comes in. And this guy, career with bases loaded. 5 grand slams.
And the 0-1 pitch to Nolan Arenado. 0-2. Nolan, the 9th man to come to the dish for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 5th. He is singled, picked up an RBI and a base hit to left in the 1st, 3-run homer to left in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th inning. 5 for 9 in this series.
Maybe this is where Trevino tries to go with the nasty breaking ball and hangs it.
And the 0-2 pitch. Fouled back. Lucas Litke is throwing in the Yankees pen, one of 3 lefties that they have. And an 0-2 pitch with the bases loaded. Got him. Cardinals, though, pick up 3, and they have scored 9 today. They lead it 9-6 as we head to the 6th. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Cardinals, not to be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cardinals. Logo there of the 1964 World Series between the Cardinals and the Yankees. They met in 26, 28, 42, 43, and 64. 5th time now in regular season play as Donaldson beats the shift with a base hit into right field. That's how we start play here in the 6th and the 2nd inning for Chris Stratton. 2nd time that Donaldson has been aboard to go along with a walk. He struck out a pair of times, and now Gleyber Torres. Nice to have St. Louis native and former Blue and Cup champ 3 times over now. Pat Maroon was introduced between innings here at the ballpark.
Hometown hero.
You got it. Gleyber Torres is 1 for 3, and that's hit out of play.
You know, if there's a regret for Pat Maroon, is probably just not enjoying the Stanley Cup runs enough, I would think.
I've seen on social media, I mean, the guys are going crazy, and Pat's just kind of almost sitting in a corner, not doing much.
Pretty reserved, didn't he?
Yeah. Doesn't let go at all, or have himself a little fun for the, himself and the family.
I'm sure he'll figure that out. Boy, he had some fun.
He had a lot of fun. Good for him.
So you're supposed to do it. You work your whole life to win one of those. Then you rattle off 3 in a row.
He was close this year, too.
Yeah.
Eating toast to raviolis out of the cup.
Like a champion.
You got it. Big rig. Pat Maroon. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Torres. Up the middle and past the diving DeYoung and into center. And here come the Yankees now in the 6th inning. Back-to-back singles, and it brings in Benintendi, who's been on base twice.
Gets another ground ball to Stratton. This one's elevated, and it's hit hard enough to get right back up the middle. Disappointing. You had the Donaldson easy ground ball, but against the shift, open right side, then another one. And the thought is, if you're Stratton, let's get a third one. Get a third ground ball, turn a double play.
Bailey Helfrich turns 21 today and enjoying Cardinal baseball here on Bally Sports Midwest. Happy birthday to Bailey Helfrich. Back-to-back singles. And now Benintendi. You know, Brad, this game started at 1:15. It is now 4:17. And if there's anybody complaining about time of game, you might want to try to watch a different sport.
I was just going to say, it does not feel like it. It has been energized this whole ball game.
It's been great. Wainwright 4+ for St. Louis. Stratton had the 5th. And now the 6th. No one throwing in the St. Louis pen. And the 1-1. To your point earlier, Brad, where you said somebody may have to give you multiple innings, and I'm sure Ollie was thinking maybe this is the guy with Stratton. But if he runs into trouble this inning, you're going to have to make another move.
You're going to have to figure it out. You're going to have to, you know, maybe it ends up being Packy Naughton that ends up giving you a little bit more.
The 2-1 pitch. 2-2.
Like a very defensive swing there.
Boy, on 2-1 too.
Yeah.
The lefty Peralta was up for the Yankees in their pen. The 2-2 pitch. Score many times will dictate what you want to do potentially coming into the 7th inning. If you're the Yankees, we'll see. Cardinals will have O'Neill, Nootbaar, and DeYoung coming up. 2 runners on and a 3-2 pitch. Fouled back. Gotti slowly walking for that foul ball that made its way onto the diamond near home plate, and slowly walking himself back behind home plate.
Hot back there.
Been a long day. The 3-2 pitch. Got him on the outside corner. Benintendi, he didn't like it one bit.
At this point, if you're surprised by being rung up on a pitch that's off the plate away, shame on you. It has been there all day. This one slider backs up on the corner. Benintendi can't believe it, but it's been there all day.
Yankees are getting down to the point where guys can't get ejected. They'll be out of coaches. It's 9 strikeouts in their lineup as Hicks takes a ball up and in. Couldn't hold up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Season high 4 strikeouts here for Stratton. And the 1-1 pitch. Ripped past Goldie and a base hit into right field. Donaldson is held up. And the bases will be loaded for the Yankees. Donaldson had to make sure that wasn't caught by Goldschmidt. And so yet here we go again with another bases loaded situation. Hicks his third hit in the game. And Jose Trevino will be the batter, and he's 1 for 3.
We got the pitch up where he wanted to, but just didn't get it in enough for Hicks, and that was the difference right there between him scoring on that play or not. Having to wait and see if it got past Goldie. Knew it was coming up ready to throw.
Trevino struck out twice in the second, the third, and singled to right field. And he was the first batter that Stratton faced in the fifth. Tied him up and strike one. Trevino has grounded into 3 double plays in his career. No grand slams. And the 0-1 pitch. Base hit into right. A run will score to make it a 9-7 game. And again, no one yet throwing in the Cardinal pen. I would bet that changes quickly.
Yeah, I would think that would get the phone ringing right there. It's another fastball. It's elevated, top of the zone, and Trevino just able to drive it the other way. Got to start working down.
This may be the kind of game is who's the last man standing. Maybe who's the last man in each bullpen.
Yeah, no, very well could be. Talked about it a lot during this ball game. You have to figure out different ways to win as Jordan Hicks starts throwing. Pitched last night.
It was effective.
Gave you an inning and a third. Scoreless out of the pen.
And time called to give Hicks a little time here. Mike Maddox was ready to go out to the mound and never made it onto the playing surface, so not an official visit from Mike Maddox as Molina goes out to talk it over here with Stratton. Friday, August 12th, the Cardinals and the Brewers. That night, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older take home an embroidered 1982 V-neck jersey courtesy of Phillips 66. Tickets and information available at cardinals.com/promotions. The Reds leading the Brewers 2-1 in the top of the ninth. Bases loaded here with 1 out. And again, Marwin Gonzalez with the bases loaded. He struck out with the bases loaded. Nobody out back in the fifth against Stratton. And Gonzalez 0 for his last 18, 7 strikeouts, including one today. He was hit by a pitch back in the second inning. He's grounded into 3 double plays. Stratton has induced 8. Cardinals would love one here. They've got a shift on the right side. One and one. And the 1-1 pitch popped up. Yadi gives it a look, and it'll be close to Brad's green seats down there.
That was much further back.
Who had him today? The family or
Unused.
neighbors?
No, unused.
Really? You let him go unused?
You know I don't have green seats. Why do you keep doing this? I get so many texts every day asking for these things, and like people that I would love to be able to give those green seats to, Dan, but you know, don't have them. Don't have them.
I don't believe you.
All right, unused.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Gonzalez. Slapped foul and out of play. With Stratton still in the game, Brad, and it's no disrespect to Chris. He's gotten through this, but this tells you right now the state of who's available and who isn't.
No, it certainly does. You're doing math and finding out exactly where your innings are. You have to be able to squeeze a little bit more out of Stratton. And for him, he hasn't had a great feel for his breaking ball. All it takes is one. Oh, a good spot right here.
The 1-2. Yankees have had 8 at-bats with the bases loaded today. That's most by any team this season. Cardinals had 7 back on July 16th. That was against Cincinnati. But 8 at-bats with the bases loaded.
Yeah, only so many times you can play with fire without getting burned, right, Dan? I mean, they've had the Judge had the 2 RBI single, also doubled. He's driven in 4, but could be a lot worse here.
They've stranded 9. The Cardinals have left 7 on. Yankees with 14 hits. The Cardinals with 8. And it's 9-7 St. Louis. It's another 1-2 pitch. Can they get 2 out there? Back to first, no throw. And a run does score, and it's a 1-run game. Hit softly enough to make sure that the run came in to score.
Yeah, got his ground ball, executed a good changeup. Got Marwin Gonzalez to reach out there, but the fact that it ended up hitting off the end of the bat just wasn't hard enough to get it done.
So the Yankees will have runners at first and third, and LeMahieu coming up. That'll be it for Stratton, inning in 2/3 in this game. Hicks will face LeMahieu when we come back. By Budweiser, the Rockies, just a 3-game road trip, and then the Cardinals return home. Milwaukee, got Colorado again, Arizona coming up. The Cubs, that'll be a 5-game series. And that's the Budweiser What's on Tap. Hicks, his 22nd appearance, 13th out of the bullpen. Pitched yesterday, as Brad mentioned, inning in a third. This is the kind of appearance that, hey, can you get me one? Can you get me that one out? And maybe that's what they're expecting here from Jordan Hicks.
It could very well be, and this is the right guy to do it. He was showing off some swing and miss last night, too. In the inning in a third, ended up punching out 3.
Had a good slider.
Yes, he did. Had more depth to it than we've seen.
So 2 outs and 2 on in the first pitch. Fastball swung through by LeMahieu. 2 doubles, 2 strikeouts. He's come up twice with the bases loaded, and this situation, 2 outs, runners at first and third. It's a 9-8 game in favor of St. Louis as we play here in the 6th inning.
This is a Yankees team that has 29 comeback wins. That's the most in the American League. Second in all of baseball, only to the Dodgers. Nothing is over with this group.
They get a ton of home runs, too.
Certainly has not felt like anything's over during this ball game.
And the 1-1. The Yankees had homered in 19 straight games coming into this series. No home runs. They've hit 185 as a team.
That's saying something. Credit the pitching staff. The bullpen for the Cardinals coming into action today. 9 scoreless coming into this game. That group has been very good.
And the 2-1 pitch off the plate coming into today. The bullpen since the 31st of July. Best ERA. Second in opponent's average at 109 from the bullpen. They had given up just 1 earn and throwing the fewest innings of 17 2/3, and the starters have complemented the bullpen too. 3-1 pitch, and it's 3-2. 100 miles an hour on that pitch.
LeMahieu is just another guy that does not mind hitting with 2 strikes. He is going to make you prove that you can get to that point, and then he'll drive the ball the other way. You throw that same sinker away, got to try to make it down. If it's up, he can shoot it through that right side.
The 3-2 pitch. Tapped foul, will do it again. A slider that time.
A good one, too. Especially in that count, you know you got to be able to throw it for a strike, or at least have it appear to look like a strike.
Three-two again. Hit sharply, and Goldie's got it. That saves a run. What a play by Paul Goldschmidt. And a high five there from Hicks. Midway through 6, 9-8. In the 5th inning, some key plays for the Cardinals. The BJC difference maker. This double off the bat of Paul DeYoung that scored Lars Nootbaar. And then Tommy Edman bringing in DeYoung. Initially called out at the plate. Cardinals challenged, overturned, run scored. BJC difference makers. It's Wandy Peralta. Chevy called to the pen. 5th pitcher used by the Yankees here in this ball game. 40th appearance, pitched 4 days ago against the Mariners. 2/3 of an inning. Couple of hits, gave up a run, a home run, and it was just 5 pitches. So Peralta will get O'Neill, Nootbaar, and DeYoung. Cardinals sent 9 to the dish in the 5th. This has been one of the more captivating games you're going to see in regular season play.
It certainly has. Every time that the Yankees have scored, the Cardinals have had an answer. They answered back in the 1st, 5 in the 2nd. The Yankees scored 2 in the 5th. Cardinals scored 3.
And O'Neill hits a high fly ball into right. Judge is over with room, and he'll make the catch. O'Neill is 0 for 4, and here's Nootbaar. Grounded to first, fly to center, and singled to right, and then scored in that electric 5th inning. No one throwing for the Cardinals in the bullpen, so with Aaron Judge coming up, it's 2, 3, and 4. Judge, Carpenter, Donaldson. First pitch to Nootbaar is taken low for a ball, showing bunt, bringing Donaldson, the 3rd baseman, in. What a fun ball game.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And far from over. There's going to be a lot more. The only thing that's been missing, I haven't seen an animal on the field yet. It's coming.
We had a rally squirrel. We've had the rally cat. Not Jim Hayes.
Yeah, I don't know what the next animal is.
I'm trying to think too. Chop to the right side, getting back to the bag. LeMahieu, and the out. Here's Paul DeYoung.
Paul trying to look to keep the line moving. The Cardinals haven't had a 1-2-3 inning yet today. There's been traffic all over the place. Neither side has had a 1-2-3 inning.
First pitch to DeYoung is taken for a ball. And the 1-0 pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Molina on deck. Walked and scored in the 2nd, lined out to short in the 3rd, and then the double. Run batted in and a run scored. That's off the plate. 3-0. the next. And he walked him. While we have a moment, quick word from Siteman Cancer Center.
The Brain Tumor Center at Siteman, committed to research, invested in technology, powered by Washington University physicians.
8th walk the Cardinals have received. Here's Yachty. Walked and scored in the second. Base hit to left was hit number 1,000 at this ballpark and popped out. And Molina hits it into shallow left. Benintendi calls off the shortstop Gonzalez. We head to the 7th. 9-8 St. Louis. Cardinals leading the Yankees. The 7th inning with Aaron Judge, Matt Carpenter, and Josh Donaldson. Jordan Hicks came in at the final out in the 6th inning. You got LeMahieu to hit a sharp ground ball to Goldie with 2 runners on. Yankees in this ball game, they have stranded 11. The Cardinals 8. And St. Louis has been out hit in the ball game 14-8, but yet Cardinals lead it 9-8. Judge has had a big day. He's twice come up with the bases loaded and delivered. 2-out single in the 2nd and a double off the wall in the 5th. He's driven in 4 today. He's up to 97.
I got to tell you, I'm pretty happy to see him up in this spot.
Yeah. Every time up, he's had a runner on. And the first pitch, fastball, then a strike. 46,472 here today. 46,472. 13th sellout of the 2022 campaign. Sellout number 500 all time at Busch Stadium 3 is Judge having words again with Ed Hickox. He's not the only one.
I'd be inclined to stick with the sinker, try to throw it away. I'm not even going to mess around if I can get that call at the bottom of the zone.
And that'll be a strikeout. Yachty will complete it. The throw to Goldie and the outs.
He went for it, went with the slider, got the swing and miss by Judge.
First strikeout for Hicks, 10 by Cardinal pitching today.
That's something right there that I'm sure Judge does not see much of, is 3 strikes in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody is working around him all the time.
Which is part of it, too, for him, trying to understand the strike zone of when he's getting pitched to and when he's not.
Yes, it is.
Matt Carpenter, sac fly back in the first. He has walked, grounded into a fielder's choice, and struck out looking with 2 runners on. And the first pitch taken low. Packy Naughton starts to get loose in the St. Louis bullpen. Two and one. A shift on the right side and a 2-1 pitch. Hit out of play and it's 2-2. Cardinals looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th. We'll have Edman, Carlson, and Donovan. 2-2 the count with 1 out, nobody on. Fastball and went with a big cut by Carpenter, fouled back at 100.
I like the idea of sticking with that pitch, though. Sinking away from him. The slider can be good, and you can get him to swing over it, especially if it's down and off the plate, but you do run the risk of missing arm side with that thing, and that goes right into the swing of Matt Carpenter.
And the 2-2. Carpenter goes down to get it, and Goldie has it. Snags it. Nice play again by Paul Goldschmidt for out number 2.
Goldie always on his toes. It is the slider. It's down and in, not hit hard, but got the bat to it, and Goldie makes an athletic play right there.
And here is Donaldson in a 1-run game. Struck out twice against Adam Wainwright. He walked in the 4th, and a single and a run scored in the 6th. Hicks came on with 2 on and 2 outs in the 6th inning. Got out of that jam, and now trying to have a scoreless 7th. Fastball and a strike at 101. Well, he looks good. Back-to-back games.
Just looks consistent. The ball keeps coming out of the same spot. We see at times Hicks' body gets in front of his arm and misses a lot arm side.
And the 0-1.
That's a fantastic pitch.
Hicks trying to have a 1-2-3 inning. And if he can have it, it would be the first 1-2-3 half inning in the game. Either side. And the 1-1 pitch by Hicks. Hit down the right field line. Foul territory. Goldie won't get there. Wainwright 4+, 6 runs on 8 hits. He struck out 5. Stratton inning at 2/3, and now Hicks. And the 1-2. The 2-2. Struck him out. Donaldson didn't like it. Drops the helmet and the bat at the plate. Nice work, Jordan Hicks. It's 9-8. Sports Midwest brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Cardinals. By Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. And presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Tommy Edman, the switch hitter. Then top of the lineup, Dylan Carlson, Brendan Donovan. And that's a look at the in-game box score for the Cardinals. O'Neill is 0 for 4, but everybody else finding a way to get on here. And Wandy Peralta delivers our first pitch of the bottom of the 7th. I want to thank the men and women of our crew. They have braved the heat. And it has been very hot, the rain, and as always doing the best job in baseball as he quick pitches Tommy Edman. Seeing that more and more and more. Nothing in 2.
I like it too. Talk a lot about timing. That's something that disrupts it.
And the 0-2. It's the 4th time that Yankee pitchers have issued 8 or more walks in a game. They did it back on June 19th. 10 walks in a game, their season high. They've walked 8 here today. 8, the second most the Cardinals have drawn in a game this season. They drew 9 against Kansas City back on May 4th. And the 9 runs that St. Louis has scored, the most ever in a regular season game against the Yankees.
You get that many free passes, it's a game you can't let slip away.
Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. And the 1-2 pitch. It's one way that you stay hydrated. You take a look at, okay, I've had that bottle of water, and that one.
That's what it looked like when I was grilling yesterday. So many bottles of water. Super hydrated.
The 1-2. Is that water?
Yeah. Guarantee it's an ingredient.
Not sure if it was Gatorade for you. The 2-2 pitch to Tommy Edman. And a swing and a miss. He strikes out for the second time.
Everything down, down, down from Peralta, and this slider down under the zone. Really nice pitch. Showing a couple of change-ups away, and then the slider to finish him.
First strikeout for Peralta, and here's Dylan Carlson. And a pitch taken low. He's been on base 3 times. Singled and scored in the first. Double to right center. Picked up a run batted in. Scored again. Fly to left and also has walked. Another quick pitch by Peralta. 2-0.
The thought process against Wandy Peralta needs to be up the middle the other way. Very rarely does he come into the righties, and he has a difficult time doing it for a strike. His changeup, his slider, his fastball tend to stay away to right-handers.
Two and one. Dylan didn't like it. Hit up the middle. Backhanded. What a play. Gleyber Torres.
Gleyber ends up making this one look easy. Right through the legs there of Peralta. Good strong throw on the run.
And a pitch low to Brendan Donovan. The designated hitter was hit by a pitch, couple of walks and a run scored. Packy Naughton continues to throw in the St. Louis pen. There's been so many turning points in this game, but one of them might be Jordan Hicks coming in to face LeMahieu with 2 runners on. Got out of that jam, and then facing Judge, Carpenter, and Donaldson, and had a 1-2-3 inning. That's big.
It is big, and again on back-to-back days for Hicks, and he looks sharp.
And a 2-0 pitch now to Brendan Donovan. Time is called. Cardinals got a run in the first, 5 in the second, and 3 in the fifth. Two and 1 the count. Another quick pitch, 2-2. It's 4 or 5 times he's done that. Hey, it's part of the game.
It is part of the game, and he's done a good job. A lot of guys try the quick pitch, but then their arm doesn't get up in a good position. They're not able to get the ball down. Peralta is.
And Donovan pulls it foul. Goldschmidt on deck. 2-2 the count. So again, you've got Donovan, who was hit by a pitch. He's already drawn 2 walks. Struck out in the 4th. He's seen a ton of pitches this afternoon.
He's making the opposition work. That's the kind of hitter you want up in front of Goldie and Arenado.
Puts it in play. And the out. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals. We move to the 8th. It's 9-8. With StubHub, even use the free seller toolkit. They'll manage the price of your ticket. StubHub, sell your tickets in just a few taps without any stress. Download the StubHub app today. Chevy called to the pen, and he has pitched in big games and shown that he can handle it. It's Packy Naughton. We'll see what he's got in store here for this 8th inning.
Yeah, Packy Naughton plenty rested for this one. Hasn't pitched in a game in a week. So last time out, it was against the Nationals. Ended up giving up a couple of runs on 3 hits in 2/3 of an inning. So you know that he's been waiting to get right back into a ball game. And to your point, he's had some really big moments this year. Has had the trust of this staff.
So Packy has the 8th, 4th pitcher used by the Cardinals off the end of the bat. That's Gleyber Torres. And strike 1. I think the one that comes to mind, or really the series that comes to mind, the Atlanta series on the road. Came up big for the Cardinals a couple of different times on that series.
Sure did. There was a need. Pitched 3 days in a row. That not a strike now.
And right-handers hitting 296. It's really been good against the lefties. 158. The 1-1. As a reliever, 16 relief appearances, a 1.59 ERA, 17 innings, 3 earned. 170 the average against him. He's done a really good job as a reliever. His starts have been spot starts for Packy Naughton.
The thing to me that stands out with Packy Naughton is how aggressive he is. He tends to go right after the opposition. That's what you want. You want a guy that's confident enough in his stuff to go out there, pump strikes, get strike 1, get ahead, then go to work.
The big question now is whether or not Ryan Helsley is available today. My guess would be yes. I think we'd all like to find out, but if Naughton can have a 1-2-3, that means potentially you don't see Judge come back up in this game.
Yeah, let's do that. And when it comes to Helsley, had the day off yesterday, did pitch in back-to-back days. To me, this is a game you need him available.
And now the 2-2 by Packy Naughton. Base hit. Gleyber Torres, his 3rd hit, 3 for 5 today.
Fastball, upper part of the zone, turns around 96.
There's Benintendi. The 2 hits and 2 runs scored. A single and a double back in innings 2 and 5. So runner at first and nobody out. Two and 0. Ryan Helsley, what's the answer to our question? He begins to play catch in the St. Louis bullpen.
Well, not only available, but available for 1+. It's a good sight to see right there.
Nine 8 St. Louis in the top of the 8th. Next pitch to Andrew Benintendi. 3-0. The switch hitting Aaron Hicks is due up next.
You spot up right here with Benintendi. Hitters count. Maybe get you a ground ball.
Now 3-2.
Letting it rip.
Torres, who's at first, if you're wondering, with 5 stolen bases. The Shadows have made their way onto the playing surface here at Busch Stadium. The next, you're getting to the point 2, another half hour or so, right field becomes a sun field. You didn't think with the 1:15 first pitch that'd be an issue.
Didn't know exactly what this one was going to look like. Certainly it has been entertaining.
3-2 pitch. Got him. Comes back to strike him out. He chased a pitch on the outside corner out of the zone, and Naughton gets the strikeout.
It's the first 3-2 slider that he's thrown all year. It's been fastball in this count, but threw one before, got it fouled off, and went to it, and a good one. One that starts in the middle of the zone and ended up off.
Yankees have struck out 12 times. Here's Hicks with 3 hits in the ball game, 3 singles, and also a walk and a run scored. Back in the 5th, 2 runs scored total. Since 2005, when Yachty became the full-time catcher, there's been 1,347 attempts against the Cardinals. Next closest is 500 attempts away. It's incredible.
Suppresses it. Nobody wants to steal on that guy.
And the 0-1 pitch, now 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. 1-2. The Cardinals in the bottom of the 8th will have Goldschmidt, Arenado, and O'Neill. The 1-2. 2-2. Cardinals trying to pick up a sweep of the New York Yankees, a team that came in with 70 wins already this year. 70 and 38.
And you knew this team, the Cardinals had some momentum coming in, certainly. You end up sweeping the Cubs, that's always good, but a lot of people said, all right, well, here's the real challenge. This is a real team, the Yankees coming in. So far, so good for the challenge for the Cardinals.
2-2, fouled back.
I don't know about you, but the couple of additions to this pitching staff feels like something that should give you confidence.
Yes.
You bring in Quintana, you bring in Jordan Montgomery, you solidify those things. It gives the ability to rest your bullpen more. You shouldn't have to rely on those guys as much as you have here recently with the injuries with Flaherty and Matt. A calming presence.
There's Quintana, and he'll pitch in the upcoming series. And there's a fly ball lifted out to right. Backing up, Newbar, he's got it. And that's out number 2. Well, we have a moment. Quick word from Great Southern Bird.
Big dreams can have a lasting impact, and your dreams deserve award-winning support. So go ahead and dream big. We'll be right there with you. Great support, Great Southern Bank.
3-batter minimum, and so Naughton has seen his 3. Gave up a leadoff base hit, then a strikeout, fly out. And the Cardinals will turn to their all-star Ryan Helsley when we come back. And comes in with a runner at first base, and the Cardinals trying to hold on. They lead it by a run here in the top of the 8th against the Yankees. It's 9-8.
Well, I love the call of going to him here. You're at the bottom of the lineup, but you got a couple of outs out of Packy Naughton. The question the entire game has been, how do you get it to this guy? How do you get it to Helsley? Pitched 2 games, had yesterday off. Will have the off day tomorrow, so there's some built-in rest.
Cardinals trying to pick up win number 60. 4 outs away from doing that, but a long ways to go. Jose Trevino. Torres, your runner at first base, with 2 outs here in this top of the 8th. And the first pitch by Ryan Helsley. Right-handed batters, just 8 hits total this year. 095. The lefties 115. You add it up, it's a 103 average against Ryan Helsley. And the 1-0 catches the home plate umpire, who's dazed.
That was a scary shot right there. I mean, that caught Ed Hickok's clean. They might end up having to get him out of this game.
He went into the ball bag. It was ready to hand a ball, and I'm not sure he knew exactly who he was handing it to or what the situation was, maybe. Well, that's scary.
Yes, it is. I really do believe that Yachty stopped him from falling over, too. I mean, he was going to go down.
Oh, boy.
You take that shot, you couple it, Dan, with a really hot day, dehydrated. You know, the up and down of the position is difficult. Never want to see that.
He's asking for baseballs from the ball boy, and he gets him, and he says he's staying in. Wow.
Well, I would have bet against that. I thought that he'd end up leaving the game the way that he staggered back. I'm glad that he's okay to be in there.
You could see that Yachty was asking him, can my guy get a warm-up toss or two? And Ed Hickok said no, and Yachty said, no, you can't. And Yachty's checking. He said, you okay, to Ryan Helsley, and he gave a thumbs up. Since the beginning of last season, 5 of 48 inherited runners have scored. Lowest among all major leaguers. 37th appearance for Ryan Helsley, and the 1-1 pitch is fouled back just below us. His last 11 games, Helsley 13 2/3, 5 hits, a 111 average against him, no runs. And at home, a 1.16 ERA. He's been dominant any way you want to look at it. The 1-2. Fly ball into right. Newpar is there. Cardinals against the Yankees, looking for his sweep. They've been out hit 15-8, but Brad, they have made these hits count.
They certainly have. No bigger blast than Nolan Arenado. That big home run. He's driven in 4 in this ball game. I think the bullpen's done a good job of solidifying things as well. Paul DeYoung get in on the action. Tommy Edman on an 0-2 changeup, and then the pepper grinder right there, feeling the flow. You know it's a good day when that thing comes out.
Bet.
I have no idea what that means. I just went with it.
I like it. Scott Efros, 6th pitcher used. The Chevy call to the pen. Goldie, Arenado, and O'Neill for St. Louis. They tended to our home plate umpire between innings. Ed Hickox just kind of went and sat by where the ball boys are situated, took a little break, got some water, and to his credit, still in this game.
Yeah, they were running them through a battery of tests as well, trying to do some vision stuff. And look, he's a tough dude staying in this ball game. Well, you feel pretty comfortable about a ball game that Ryan Helsley is in, but a little insurance, that wouldn't be bad here, and you got the right part of the order up.
It's Paul Goldschmidt, who's driven in 2, one with a bases loaded walk back in the 5th, also with a sac fly with the bases loaded. Had a lot of bases loaded at bats for both sides in this game. 50th appearance by the former Cub Efros, and 3rd for the Yankees. He pitched a couple of days ago, inning in the 3rd, struck out 2. And the 0-1. 0-2.
Been a lot of turning points in this ball game, but I still do go back to an at-bat that Adam Wainwright had against Donaldson with the bases loaded. Didn't end up getting a couple of calls. There was some frustration there, but ultimately came back, ended up striking him out. That was 2 batters after Aaron Judge had the 2 RBI single. Stranded the bases loaded. That was a huge spot.
Little chopper hit the other way, taken by the second baseman Gleyber Torres, and the out. Before this one is through, the Cardinals will have to get through. Marwin Gonzalez is due up, but then LeMahieu and Judge. Here's Nolan Arenado with 4 driven in today. 3 coming on one swing of the bat. This home run by Nolan.
This place got loud when that happened as well. We thought it was loud before. Then he got the curtain call. Another big moment for Nolan with the birds on the bat. They love him here.
So 1 out and nobody on. Inside. Efros has appeared in 5 games against the Cardinals this year. 2nd time in this series. 3 other with Chicago, and 5 2/3 and just 1 hit. He has struck out 9. He's been very good against St. Louis. Arenado 2 for 4 today. Two 2-0.
A couple of sinkers in off the plate. Now you probably see that frisbee slider. If we've learned anything about Nolan Arenado, you're not really going to scare him with a fastball in off. He'll hang right on the next pitch.
And the 2-0. 3-0. Tyler O'Neill on deck. Swinging on 3-0 and another base hit for Arenado. Around first. He'll trot into second base standing up.
Why not? Why not be swinging right there? If you believe he's just going to try to steal a strike on you with a sinker away, it's elevated, he sees it well, go for it. This pitch is away too, and it's uncanny, the ability of Nolan Arenado to pull all of these pitches on the outer half. Catches it out in front still and hits it right there in the gap.
His 26th double of the season. O'Neill wants to get into the act. 0 for 4. Pair of strikeouts, grounded out to third, flied out to right. Off the plate and a ball. It's a big run out there at second base if the Cardinals can pick it up.
We mentioned the stat earlier, the come from behind wins, 29 of them for the Yankees. Any bit of cushion you can give yourself, it's been much needed all year. You feel like with Helsley out there, you feel good, but cash one in.
Here's a 1-0. Lars Nootbaar on deck. A ball and a strike. Fouled back, and it's 2 strikes on Tyler O'Neill. My assumption is that Anthony Rizzo is unavailable. He'd been out with a sore back and again out today. Kiner Falefa is on their bench. LeCastro and a backup catcher. The 1-2 pitch to Tyler O'Neill. The 2-2. O'Neill, a base hit into right. Arenado will be stopped at third. A strong throw back in by Judge. First hit for Tyler O'Neill. Cardinals have runners at the corners. And the batter will be Lars Nootbaar.
You mentioned it before, get Tyler O'Neill going on this hit parade. Everybody's been contributing. He does so here on a slider that's away, goes the other way. Another good sign for Tyler O'Neill. We know that pull power that he's got, but take what you're given.
There's Nootbaar, who is 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored back in that exciting 5th. Yankees have to bring the infield in. The first pitch to Lars is a strike on the inside corner. Grounded out to first, fly to center, singled and scored, and grounded out to second. Got to think about running Tyler O'Neill, don't you?
Yeah, I would stay out of this double play.
Yep. Force them to make a decision on what they want to do. O'Neill back in safely. They might just give you second base. And the 0-1 pitch to Lars Nootbaar. O'Neill is running, and the pitch is a little flare into shallow center. It'll be caught. Arenado will draw the throw, but stays put. Back to first goes O'Neill. That's a big, big out. Paul DeJong walked and scored in the second, lined out to short in the third. A double in the fifth inning that scored Nootbaar. He eventually came around to score on the base hit by Tommy Edman. He walked in the sixth. 2 outs, 2 on. The first pitch to the Cardinals shortstop. Grounded foul. The 0-1 is hit out to deep left off the bat of DeJong at the wall. Gone off of Big Macland. Paul DeJong comes through again today. You want the insurance? You got it. Career home run number 100 for Paul DeJong.
This game has just been awesome. Everybody getting in on the action. It was with a 2-out hit in the fifth inning that he was able to hit the double down the right field line. This time it's a slider that hangs up, hits it right off the front of Big Macland. Efros, who had had so much success against the Cardinals, gives it up here in the eighth.
The curtain call for DeJong. And maybe an exclamation point on this series. Career home run number 100 for the St. Louis shortstop. It's a 12-8 St. Louis lead.
Baseball is a crazy game, isn't it, Dan?
Boy, oh boy.
You look at the year that Paul DeJong has had. Look at the last couple of years. He's had his struggles, ultimately got sent down this year, worked tirelessly to get his swing right, to get his mind right, comes back, and he has made an impact on this ball club.
Yachty with a pop-up into shallow right. Coming on, it's Aaron Judge. Makes the catch. Paul DeJong, career home run number 100. Since returning, 3 doubles, 3 home runs, 6 walks. He's driven in 10. And a big home run late for St. Louis. Nice to have you back, number 11. 12-8 St. Louis in his Yankees debut. Adam Wainwright, long time ago. The Cardinals going into this 9th inning now with a 12-8 lead. They get the insurance off the bat of Paul DeJong. Career home run number 100. He's had a big, big day. DeJong on base 4 times. He has scored 3 runs. He's driven in 4. And the 1 out he made was a screamer hit to short.
Yes, it was. Confidence is a crazy thing, too. You go out there, you start to have that success again at the big league level, and it ends up feeding off of itself. You just see it, seeing the way that Paul DeJong is carrying himself. He's a different guy than when he left.
Every hitter on both teams has either picked up a hit, a run, or an RBI today. That's the kind of wild ball game we have had.
Well, and these are the kind of games that you have to figure out how to win. when your starting pitcher doesn't get you deep into a game and you find yourself in a bit of a hole, what can you do?
Here's Marwin Gonzalez, and the first pitch taken for a ball. That is such a big home run hit when you consider at the top of the lineup LeMahieu and Judge are coming up. I mean, this one is not over yet. 12-8 St. Louis, trying for their 7th win in a row. And a fly ball to left. Tyler O'Neill over, one away. Well, if you include the 28 World Series, Yankees have swept the Cardinals 3 times. Cardinals have never swept the New York Yankees. It's a first for everything. First pitch, a strike. Cardinals' first win in this winning streak was Sunday against Washington. 3 straight over Chicago. And you have to think that if the Cardinals can hold on, what a confidence boost this would be to do this against one of the best teams in baseball. They've had 4 sweeps this year: Pittsburgh, San Diego, Cincinnati, and the Cubs.
Well, you do that, then you go on the road for 3, and then you have the opportunity to face off against the Brewers, playing some of your best baseball.
That's right. Brewers lose today against Cincinnati 4-2. And a 2-1 pitch to LeMahieu. 2-2. Saw the debut of Montgomery in this series, and on this homestand the Cardinal debut of Quintana, and both were very good. LeMahieu, a pair of doubles, pair of strikeouts, and a ground out. And LeMahieu hits it out to deep left, and this ball is gone. It's a home run. A rare home run allowed by Helsley. And LeMahieu with his 12th of the year, his 3rd hit, all have been extra bases.
What makes
the Yankees aren't done yet.
No, they're not, and that insurance looms large. What makes that home run even more impressive, it was off of a slider. Helsley hasn't given up a hit at all against his breaking ball since June 10th. It has been a while. 0 for the last 24 the opposition was off that pitch.
It's now a 12-9 St. Louis lead. Here's Aaron Judge. He has driven in 4. He's now driven in 97 on the year. First pitch, a strike. 1-0-1 from Helsley. Yankees trying to avoid a season-high 5-game losing skid. They lost 7 straight last September. It could be their 16th loss in their last 25 games, but still 2 outs to go. 0-2. And an 0-2 pitch by Helsley. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 1-0-2.
I love that he stuck with the fastball instead of the slider here, just competing strength on strength, power on power, and it's 102 upstairs that Judge just can't catch up with.
And once you know, it comes down to Matt Carpenter to extend the game. Carpenter with a sac fly and a run batted in and a walk today. First pitch, a grounder to Goldie. Flips to Helsley. The Cardinals have won 7 in a row. It was a sweep of the Cubs, a sweep of the Yankees, a sweep of the homestand, and the Cardinals win it 12-9.
What a game, what a series. Paul DeJong with the huge 3-run home run. Nolan Arenado also drove in 4. The bullpen got it done on a game where your starter doesn't get you deep. You figure out a way to win. This Cardinal team is playing their best baseball of the year. They are dangerous right now.
Cardinals win it by the final of 12-9, and a long day of baseball comes to a close. Is it a measuring stick? Could be, and if it is, the Cardinals look like one of the better teams in baseball. They sweep the Yankees this weekend. Your first place, St. Louis Cardinals.